Awesome. All right. We are now live on me. You can see their faces, but their mic is not turned on yet. You can probably hear them in the background if they want to make noise, but all of a sudden they got shy. They were super loud like 15 seconds ago. But thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, if you watch when this is released on a VOD, thank you so much for showing up. So, I want to go through some announcements. Before we get on to what's going on in the background here, we have a new show coming up, so that's going to be pretty freaking stellar here. So the announcements, I'm going to do them off the top of my head because they're kind of the normal announcements, but they're still freaking awesome. Always want to talk about our sponsors. We have some really good concrete sponsors that have been with us with Time to Tabletop since basically the beginning. So Arknight Games, make sure and check them out. Arknight does, especially since we're doing 5th edition, and I will get more of these used here, but they do the flat plastic minis, and they also do spell radiuses for maps and stuff like that. It's kind of glary on there. You can almost see my screen I'm looking at. Ooh. But this one kind of gives the fireball range, and they also do the flat plastic minis. We do giveaways from them, the digital downloads. If you do Dungeon in a Box every month, those flat plastic minis are actually in there. So kudos to Arknight and Josh, who founded that. Good friends of ours. And check out them. They're going to be at Gen Con. So check out them if you're at the Gen Con this year. The other one, Ambient Realms. They do a lot of our sound effects and background stuff. They kind of give us the equipment to make all these cool noises. Let's see if I can find one of the cool noises that I like to play. That's for some reason that's an old staple here on Time to Tabletop. It's called Hit to the Groin 1. So the funny part is it's not just hit to the groin, it's hit to the groin 1. So there are multiple hit to the groins on their sound files. So that's pretty cool. But they do a lot of other stuff. They get pretty intense. Dragons and all that kind of stuff. But they do have some more sounds coming out. We will be updating our library within the next, I think, 7 days. So check them out, ambientrealms.com. Big advocates of Huntington's Disease Society of America and also of Autism Speaks. So they do a lot of good work for them. They get a lot of money raised and help them out. So without too much going on, let's see what else we got. Live stuff. The event Saturday. We have an event Saturday. If you're local here in Sacramento, tap into Tabletop. We're going to be back at YOLO Brewing. They've asked us to come back there again. So discounts on beer and board games and D&D. Why wouldn't you be there? That's just weird. So make sure and check us out. Then we're going to return after a couple weeks with this new show. This is pretty good. I'm excited about this because I'm a 5th edition. I love 5th edition and I don't get to play enough. So one of these days I'm going to get to where I know how to operate this and I'm going to hop in there and play. But until then, we do have those events up. Also, if you want to check out, we do have shirts online. Well, the links will kind of come up in the rotation and those types of things. So no worries about that. Other than that, I'd rather us get into some playing and get to know these guys. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see if I can move some cameras around. Give me a second, guys. I'm a new guy to this. I've been changing. They have this little remote thing on here now. This is kind of cool. 4 cam, 3 cam. There we go. Let's see if we can get it on there. Yeah, now it just moved to this side. Oh, I'm going to have to adjust some names, but that's okay. I will fix those live, and I will give the sound over to these guys. So welcome, Chris Crotty.
Hello, everybody out there. I'm Chris, and this is our new campaign. It's called Coralaire. Chapter 1, The Awakening, and I'm excited because I get to play with 4 people I've never gotten to play with before. I'm excited because this is the first campaign I've run with 5th edition. for the last 6+ years, I've been running my own system because I was so frustrated with the systems that were out there that I made my own system. And I think if 5th Ed had been around at the time, I would have used that because I think 5th Ed is pretty good. So I'm excited. I've run this part of this campaign before, but then people couldn't do it anymore, so we never really got to see Chapter 2. So I'm excited to see what happens. Let's just go around. Don't get too much into your character yet. Maybe just say what kind of character you're playing and a little bit about your gaming experience. So go ahead.
Okay. Should we say our name?
Say your actual name.
Okay. Well, my name is Maynard, and I am playing a bard by the name of Porter. He is a wonderful, tall man, say 6'3", with a history of entertaining, who is excited to be here, as am I.
And tell us, 30 seconds, tell us a little about your gaming experience.
Yeah, I got into gaming when I was in college, and somehow between being a Greek organization, student athlete, and double majoring, I logged in 1,800 hours of Dungeons and Dragons in 3 years.
Excellent. As you should. Well done.
Holy snap.
It was fun. It was a good time.
Do you want to run my character too?
Let's go around the table.
All right, my name's Brianna. I play a ranger by the name of Mara. She's average build, average height, fair skin, dark hair, deep blue eyes. And yeah, she's kind of reserved, but she'll warm up to you guys eventually. As for gaming experience, I have 0 D&D gaming experience, so I am all new.
Yay!
But yeah, that's Mara.
Yay.
Hi, my name is Perseus. You can call me Percy, because Perseus is obnoxious. But, I would not insist upon that. I'm playing a character named Shalia. He is a cleric, playing with the trickery domain. And he believes in the greater good, but, he believes in the greater good. Kind of in like an Ozymandias from Watchmen way. He is pretty cool, and I love him. I imagine him as being short and chubby Skrillex. So that's kind of the visual that I have in mind for him. And then I have played D&D on and off. I started with 4th edition, so I am kind of new to this. And I am very excited to learn what I don't know.
All right. I'm Eddie, and this is also my first time playing D&D. I'm playing a Hexblade Warlock, and pretty much before that, my character was a swindler. I gave out fake fortunes to everyone. Take your money.
Nice. Turning over a new leaf.
Yeah.
So my background, I've been playing D&D and other games for, let's just say, well over 30 years. I started in high school, actually junior high, and then kind of took a break during college and after college, and then after grad school, rediscovered my passion for gaming. And as I said, this is my first 5th Ed campaign, so we're going to be exploring a little bit together. Like, there may be times we're like, how does that work? So, which is fine. My style as a GM is to always emphasize role-playing and story over rules anyway. So if worst comes to worst, I'm like, all right, let's roll a die, and on a scale of 1 to 20, let's see how well you did. Right? So, if that's what it comes down to. Yeah. So a little bit about this world that we're going to be playing in. So Coralaire is the name of the world. Coralaire is about 90,000 or 100,000 square miles, maybe about half the size of California. It's a little bit unique because it is on the edge of Coralaire. It drops off very steeply to an area called the Rift. And the Rift is a rugged, bad area full of nasty things. So basically it's like an island within land. And bad things are constantly coming up from the Rift to attack the inhabitants of Coralaire. And then once every about 30 years, there's a particularly bad wave that really wipes out a lot of the population. People don't know why this happens every 30 years or so. The people who live in Coralaire are all human. The idea of elves and dwarves and halflings and gnomes, if you talk about them, they think you're talking about like fairy tales. Like, nobody's seen them. What are you talking about? They don't exist. But bad things like dragons and hobgoblins and other nasty things, plenty of those exist. Because people are under constant watch and attack in Coralaire, people tend to work hard and play hard because they feel that life could be very short. Most people live close to the major cities for security reasons, so about 80% of the population lives within about 25 miles of the large city-states. And because all of Coralaire is kind of in it together, there isn't a lot of internal politics and bickering. People are not given power based on monarchy or heredity because bloodlines get wiped out. So people actually it is actually kind of a crude democracy. People elect or choose, like a council of elders might choose somebody. So the other thing about Coralaire is it's sort of technologically stagnant. It's been stuck in sort of a late medieval type technology for as long as anybody can remember. It never seems like things get developed. People have tried to start libraries, but they always seem to maybe burn down or get wiped out because of attacks or something. So people don't even really know how old Coralaire is because there's no good single written history. All the history's done mostly through oral tradition and stuff. So these are interesting questions. Right now, you all have been given a little bit of a backstory, which will, I think, come out gradually to each other. But basically, within the last month or so, you were all left a note. And the note referenced something that was of particularly personal interest to you and your background and contained information that really only you would know. And the note invited you to come to a meeting in the largest and sort of unofficial capital city, Barris-Car, in the middle of Coralaire, on Founders Day, which is in the middle of the year, and it celebrates the founding, supposedly, of Barris-Car. And the note was signed by somebody named Artemis Nelor. And in addition to asking you to come to this meeting, he gave his address, 13 Warehouse Row, Barris-Car. Come at noon on Founders Day. He also asked you to bring a particular pastry, which might have been a pie or a tart or something. So depending on how long ago, for some of you it was like a week ago, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you've made your way to Barris-Car, and it's Founders Day and it's noon. And when you go to the address, 13 Warehouse Row, and you knock on the door, instead of seeing somebody, Artemis being a traditionally male name, the door is answered by a young red-haired woman who pulls you in very quickly, and you ask, where is Artemis? And she says, well, that's the problem. He's gone, and you need to go find him. So you've all arrived, and you're in this room. She's kind of pulled you in. Depending on whether you brought your pastry or not, you've put down your pastry. She's got some other libations. She seems a little nervous, like she looks out the window, kind of does that. But before we get to that, is there anything that anybody wanted to do specifically on their journey to Barris-Car that might relate to this particular plot thread?
I think my character would look significantly ragged, tired, and worn.
Okay.
So pretty messed up generally, just because the travel was probably pretty not fun.
Okay.
I did bring my pie, that's for sure.
Okay. Did everybody bring your pastries?
Yes.
Did you bring your pastries?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Okay. All right. So,
He
all
kind
right.
of skipped over it. He's like, oh snap.
Okay.
Still else or
Yeah.
something.
So she leads you into a room that's kind of like a large dining room. And there's already a bunch of food there, and she's like taking your pastries and she's like looking at them like, oh, okay, putting them with the other ones, and she goes, and she's like, oh, Artemis, and she goes, please have a seat. I guess this is all of you. Wow. I'm Kadula, by the way. I'm Artem's daughter. I know you're expecting him, and I really wish he were here, but the fact is I don't know where he is. He left about a week ago, and he had told me that he had people coming for company today, and that he'd be back. He promised me he'd be back, and every time Artemis has promised me he'd be back, but obviously he's not back. So I think it'd be great if you went and found him.
All right.
Shouldn't we wait just a little bit longer? I mean, maybe he got held up and he'll send word.
Here's the thing, Artemis, if he says he's going to be somewhere, he hates people who are late. And he hates people if he asks them to bring something. He hates when they don't bring it.
Pick it up along the way.
There's two things that you got to know about Artemis. He loves to eat, and he's never late. But look, there's another reason I think you should help. Where have you followed, by the way? Did you check?
Shalia is like, yes, I've checked, and no, I haven't been, I think.
Followed? Were you followed?
I don't see why anyone would want to follow me.
Really? Okay, well, we'll get into that. Boy, a lot you guys don't know. All right. So, look, Artemis told me if he ever went disappeared, that I should get something, a list. He told me where it was, carefully hidden. And he said, if I go missing, get the people on this list to come find me. And she goes over to a table, opens a little drawer, and takes out a piece of parchment and hands it over to you. I'm going to show you what it looks like in color, and then I'm going to give you a black and white copy.
I think, I guess we'll speak in first person. I think I would probably be, I think I'm pretty nervous at this point to be in a room full of people I don't know, just in general. So I'm probably skulking fairly close to the door, and while I'm not like, everyone's out to get me, I'm certainly not super pleased by this turn of events. And so I think I might lean over and watch this happen over someone's shoulder.
Okay. By the way, I encourage you to take notes and write down like key names or things that, because I don't want to summarize because I don't want to give you hints or, but things like this that I present, I'll post copies so that you'll have. But basically, she shows you this document. It's a piece of folded up parchment. It's about that actual size, and it says possible scions, spelled S-C-I-O-N, and then there's this whatever symbol this is, and then there's a list of names in black ink. Some are crossed out, and then there's notes in the same sort of red ink as this symbol, as you can see there. So let me give you a copy in black and white because my printer is out of color. And what's very curious about this list, here you go. I will read the names, and you'll notice that your names are on this list. So the first name is Shalia Padrakis. Then there's a name Delvar Maris, and it's crossed out, and in red it says murdered. Then there's a name Kata Jens, and next to it says B.R, question mark, exclamation symbol. Then Urzel Kanokar. Then Stevos Arakan, and written in red it says beyond the Nenforn. Then Germando Bandolini, it says fake name, question mark. Oxen, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Beryl, your name. Mara Rain. Majiri Elson, again crossed out, it says murdered. Ravasa Kendrick. Jillian Harkness with the word caution. Unknown male, but then Porter written in red. And unknown female. And she goes, I didn't know who's going to show up, honestly. I mean, I figured the people who were murdered weren't going to show up. That'd be creepy.
That'd be a little creepy. And I was about to say, this is going to be a very sad party if it was just going to be the four of us.
But Artemis was pretty clear. He said if he went missing, get as many people on this list together as soon as possible. He kept talking. He's very excited. In the last few months, he said a lot of strange things were happening down towards the point. And if his calculations were right, it meant it was time to gather the scions.
I think I would interject. So he was the one that sent us the letter, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right.
And he's gonna pay me back for the pie, right?
Probably, knowing Artemis, no, probably not. But if you have a receipt, I can process that.
No, that's.
How mad is he that you don't bring?
I'll bring it up to him.
Okay.
So, is there something that we could go on? I don't think I'm on a deadline, but I don't know how long I can sort of linger here. If I don't know if we have any direction, where
Did he
should we
go down to the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did actually. He went about 5 days ago. He went down to Phantom actually, and he said he was very excited. He said, if I'm right, it's time to gather the science, but I need to talk to Mac first. I got to talk to Mac
In Phantom?
in Phantom, and he said Mac will know more. And I guess Mac is probably his one of his old employees. His name is Mac of Sin. I'll spell it for you. You want Makefson. Jamez, Jamez. He's now a lord. He's Lord Jamez. He's a pretty powerful noble in Pantar, but he used to work for Artemis a long time ago, and then he went out and struck on his own. But he said that Mac was going to meet him in Phantom, and then he'd know what to do next.
Okay, Phantom. That's a ways off.
Is it? I wasn't able to find it on
So the scale on that map is every inch is about 50 miles. So Phantom is about 100 miles away. There is a road that goes through the grasslands. So, or you could. There's a river, but the problem with the river is that part of the river is very narrow through gorges and not very navigable. So most people, if they were going to go, they're going to take the road. Phantom is kind of known as a frontier town. It's the only city where non-humans like goblins and orcs are allowed to live, as long as they're well behaved. So it's a little unusual in that respect. It's a lot of places where adventurers hang out because there's a lot of weird stuff on the point. So it's kind of sort of this outlaw border town.
I'm sure my character would be pretty excited to meet him just based on like the letters that he sent. He's like, I literally can't not meet this guy. It's kind of imperative.
So why don't you go around and each describe what you kind of look like, so you know, and introduce yourselves again. So
Porter is lounging, almost bored-like. He is, again, 6'2", skin the color of whiskey, curly, brownish red hair, and though he's dressed simply, you can tell that he has the mindset of someone who is maybe, perhaps, a little spoiled. Next to him is a viol, which you're pretty sure he knows how to use, and a nice rapier, which looks too nice for everything else he has.
Charlie would just be casting him kind of disparaging glances with your very loud instrument.
Porter is unconcerned.
Charlie would do his best to be discreet about it.
So I think Mara, since she's kind of reserved and she is a ranger, she would probably be in the shadows, kind of just observing the situation, kept to herself a little bit. But she wears leather armor that's kind of worn down because she does travel a lot. She has fair skin, dark hair, so she kind of blends in a little bit. But she has a bow on her back, small blades on her sides, and she's just kind of watching, taking in everything before she's gonna step forward and be like,
Shalia is wearing practical but very obvious robes in kind of a dark, like a black/red color scheme. Nothing terribly dramatic. Obviously, very travel, well worn, with a scale mail. He has a shield on his back and a small mace at his hip, and he has a dark cloak that he kind of keeps around him. It's not like he's like hiding himself like a Draugr or something like that. He just is wearing it. He is short and stout. He is Asian, and he has kind of long, again, Skrillexy hair, and he is bespectacled, tied to his head.
It's what we would call Asian.
Yes, he is whatever that is in Coralaire.
Yeah, in Coralaire there is a huge variety of humans. Just so like every possible shape, size, and human could be found in Coralaire.
Oxenth he's a late bloomer, so he still looks kind of like an adolescent. He has medium length blondish hair. It's kind of very matted and everything. He wears long robes that kind of hide his shape. They're all really shabby looking, but the color is very interesting because it's kind of like a pearlescent blue to purple. So like one angle he looks kind of blue, the other angle he looks like a little more purplish. And he has like gaudy beads and gaudy little beads and necklaces and stuff that he wears and bracelets too. And he's kind of just a gypsy-ish kind of guy, kind of like wandering, fortune teller.
So,
you can believe that.
As you guys are looking over each other, Kadula's kind of looking around. She goes, if you guys aren't up to it, I can always get Maritel and Arinja, because, no offense, but, you guys don't really look like the rescue type. Like, I mean...
But we are on the list.
I know, and that's what I don't understand. I don't even know what this list is.
Yeah.
Already didn't tell me much. Why do you think you're on this list?
I don't even know.
What makes you guys so special?
I don't even know how you could get my name right.
I sort of lean back and I go, can't you tell?
No, I can't.
At which point I go, and that's the only thing I say.
I think Shalia would. I assume all of you have some sort of blackmail? No.
You think very well.
I perk up like that.
I just assumed that since he assembled a bunch of random humans from what I'm assuming is across Coralaire, that there must be something. But I think it's very important that we find him. So if that means going with Martel and Orinja...
Well, they're busy, unfortunately. They're up north on official business.
So, you don't know where your father is. Your typical help is away on business, and you have had 4 strangers brought to you.
Yep, just another typical day here.
Sounds like your answer's right in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just curious why you're on this list, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Mara would step forward at this point and say, Artem's brought us together for a reason. And the longer we sit here talking about it, the harder it is to find him.
That is true.
That's a good point.
Seconded. I believe it would be prudent then for us to potentially make arrangements to leave. And he kind of ends it as a question mark, just like going with me, because again, I hope, and I guess he actually sounds sort of like, I hope that I've made it clear I must talk to him. So, anyone else going?
I just got here. Can we rest?
You guys can stay here if you want. We have
Just the
horses
night.
you can use, too.
Horses?
Okay, horses. Okay.
Riding
Well,
is...
horses, you want a carriage? Horses are going to be faster. Carriage is better if you all want to go together.
Me, who has never ridden on a carriage, is kind of just like...
Charlie is like, I've never ridden on a horse, please, with the carriage. I don't know, rickshaw, like whatever, man. Like I don't know how to ride a horse. I'm very short. Is it a pony?
I'm not good with horses either. What about you?
I would say I'm down for it.
I'm riding with her.
I love the lap of luxury, so if the horse is pulling the carriage...
Sounds like you guys might need a couple of horses and one carriage.
Yes, please.
Okay. She like turns and she like yells, "Hey, Durkin, get up here, you idiot!" And a few seconds later, this young kid comes in. He's, yeah. What is it? She goes, get a couple of horses and a carriage ready to go within the next, how soon do you want to leave?
Let's say as soon as
By
possible.
morning.
Possible.
I am almost tempted to second that. This is an unfamiliar town for me, and I don't know if walking into a yet more unfamiliar grasslands to a more unfamiliar city is particularly what I want to do at night.
We still have to map out our route. We have no idea what the potential dangers are. We have to do some recon, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, Durkin, Mixon's ready to go tomorrow.
Okay, never mind.
Enough supplies for people and the horses for 5 days is more than enough time to get them to Phantom by road. So unless you plan to go off road, in which case take a lot longer. But I suggest you just take the road, and we can put you up. We have some friends who operate an inn nearby. The Plucky Peacock. I'll put you up in some rooms there.
Porter is both has his interest piqued and his chagrin activated at the name, the Plucky Peacock, and he's just like, I am going to love this place. And his wallet kind of mourns.
Oh no, it's on us.
Drinks too.
Anything you need.
Wallet celebrates.
Before you go, though, is there any way? Do you have any portraits or anything of Artemis that we can see?
Yeah, absolutely. And she takes out a. She actually goes up right back. She goes in the room. She comes back with a kind of like a charcoal sketch, and she shows it to you. And he looks like this.
Rugged looking fellow.
Oh, I know that face.
I will often use famous actors in action.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, that's a face.
She goes, he may look like a teddy bear, but he can be a real jerk. But he's a teddy bear. She's like, looks like she might start crying, but she kind of.
He owes me
Catches
for a pie,
herself.
though. He's still a jerk.
Well, you have to take that up with Artemis. Don't let him forget, though. He's very stingy. So anyway, if you go to the Plucky Peacock, it's like, I don't know, maybe a 10-minute walk from here. Make sure you, the innkeeper, her name is Anella. Just tell her that Cadula sent you. She'll take care of you.
No. Okay. So I think that while Shali would probably be the first to be like, okay, I'm heading over there, he also might kind of linger at the door waiting for other people to join him, like kind of awkwardly, like,
Okay.
yeah, we're leaving, but right?
I'll go with you, even if you need company.
Much obliged.
All right.
I asked to talk to Kadula afterwards.
Okay.
After they left.
All right.
So then Mara just kind of follows.
All right.
I show her my letter, and I go, do you know anything about this?
No, you have to talk to Artemis. Doesn't really tell me a lot.
I look back and I go, okay. And I leave.
Okay.
Without another word. I follow them, not far behind.
Maynard, go ahead and roll a d20.
There are D20s in here?
You want just to...
I found one. Thank you. 12.
Okay. You see them further up the road. Are you going to try to catch up to them?
No, I will stand back. Okay. Like the aloof, superior person I imagine myself to be.
Okay. The streets are pretty festive. Founders Day is like a holiday. People tend to enjoy things, take a break from the rough life. So the streets are crowded, but you're able to make it with your...
looking guy is following us.
That's fine, I hope so. The more bodies we have, the hopefully less we have to fight if we bring trouble on the road.
Okay. So you guys are up ahead. You're behind them. You're not. You said you weren't rushing to catch up with them. Because you're not rushing, you're able to watch the crowd a little bit, and you see a figure in a dark, very dark red, kind of brown robe, kind of every so often, kind of coming out of the crowd or an alley and going towards the three of them and then slipping back into the crowd or alley, as if perhaps that figure is following them.
I sort of saunter, not more dramatically, but at least amused. I saunter with my hand close to my rapier and I lick my lips.
Okay. Are you going to approach the figure? Or?
I will follow the figure.
Okay. So the figure is following them, and you're following the figure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys reach, after about a 8 or 9 minute walk, you reach the Plucky Peacock. It's in a really nice little street, a lot of like flowers and a lot of shade trees. It's very peaceful. It almost feels like you're in the country, even though you're in the city. And there is a big hanging sign with a colorful peacock that's winking, and it says the Plucky Peacock. And
Is she wearing a cabaret dress that's like, as she winks, her leg
first
goes
of all,
up?
the peacock's male peacock, right?
Is she wearing
It's a male
dress?
peacock. The colorful peacocks are male.
Yeah.
So, no, the peacock is not dressed. It's a naked peacock. And you notice, I assume you go in.
Yes.
So you notice them go in.
I would say that Charlie would probably be looking around. I
Okay.
don't know how intensely, but I mean, and I just want to, I guess, put it out there, maybe like retroactively. When he goes out, he tends to try and like flip his
Right.
head up. It's not like he, again, is trying to like cloak himself,
Right.
but he's not.
There's a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's probably looking not terribly hard.
Okay. So when you go in, right before you go in, you do like a look behind your shoulder, and you think you see somebody duck into an alley as you go in, but you couldn't quite tell. You, on the other hand, see this figure as soon as they go in, kind of like duck around in a nearby alley, so like the figure can keep an eye on the inn.
Okay. At which point, I take my hand off my sword, behind my back, whistle a little, and continue inward, making a note of the cloak, how tall the person was,
Okay.
and I follow my group in.
Okay. Let me see. Would that be... Not really. I'm going to call it an investigation check. So go ahead and roll. So investigation is intelligence.
And my intelligence
I don't know if
plus
that's
two.
one of your skills or not.
No. That's not one. My whistle usually comes out.
So yeah,
You trip a little bit.
maybe it was because it was so crowded. The only thing you really remember is that the kind of that dark brownish red color of the cloak.
Okay.
But it was, you couldn't even really get an idea of the height or even whether it was a man or a woman.
My old teacher is frowning upon me from wherever he is.
And all right, so you guys are in the inn, and there is a very pleasant-looking woman. She has kind of light brown skin, brown curly hair, piercing green eyes, and she says, "Oh, hi, I'm Anila. What can I do for you?"
Hi, you must be Nutella.
What?
What? I say. He walks in like, what?
Claudia. Claudia sent us.
Kadula, you mean?
Yeah.
Kadula.
At which point, Porter's kind of incredulous. And this is like, she said her name 5 minutes ago.
Oh, Kadula sent you. Do you need rooms?
Out of character. One sec. Out of character. I will be getting names wrong on purpose.
Okay.
You know what? That was great. That was organic. I appreciate that.
She goes, "That's okay." So 4 rooms. Any preference, second or third floor?
Is there nothing on the first?
No, the first floor is the dining room, the study, the library.
Second, please.
Oh,
And any preference, sunny, not sunny?
It's not sunny.
Oh.
And whatever is.
I will take the
On
third
a
floor
corner.
Okay.
on the opposite side.
All right. So she gets some keys. She figures out what rooms you seem to best suit you. She like hands them to you. She goes, like, I'll put you in the oak room, and you'll go in the birch room. And she seems like, she almost like, when she looks at you, she almost like seems like she's like looking you up and down for a second and thinking about it very carefully which room she's going to put you in. And she'll, in your case, she even switches rooms. No, I think the maple room would be better.
So, I think while she is doing that, if Shalia could be kind of discreet to the group, and again, noticing that Porter is back, kind of be like, should we meet in someone's room to discuss our plan? Or should we disperse and meet up tomorrow?
At this point, Mara would step forward and be like, I think we should meet in someone's room.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I'll meet up.
By the way, I don't know if this can be shown on camera, but this is what my character looks like as a visual representation, just a little bit older.
Okay.
When
I
I
would
say
say older, definitely older.
Yeah, he's like 6 years, 7 years older than this person, because we're all, none of us are older than 19.
Yeah, we're all in their late teens, yeah.
Yeah. Only brought that up because I wanted to stress that he was a person of color with red hair. Continue.
All right. So she says, okay, well, I usually have breakfast available in the morning, but if you ever need something to eat, just ring this bell here. And she shows you like a little bell, and I'll come and I'll help you out. Honestly, it's okay no matter what time of day. If you just need somebody to talk to, I'm here as well.
Okay.
And when she says that, you all kind of feel really good.
We are good people.
I will definitely say that I think, again, I don't think it's something that is terribly noticeable, but Shali is not someone who's like, oh, friends. He's kind of wary. I mean, even seeing like the duck behind, he's paranoid enough, not obviously to go looking for something, but just enough like keeping notes of everybody. So he appreciates it, but is probably more just like.
So you head off to your rooms. You're gonna make a plan to meet somewhere.
Yes.
In somebody's room.
Yes.
As you're leaving, you hear her call. She goes, Shalia, you're safe here. Nobody will hurt you here.
He's definitely more creeped out now. I think like genuinely he would be less cool with that.
I rub up right against him and hug him and say, yes, you're well protected here.
Which room are we meeting by?
I think he just accepts it. He's just like,
Pick a type of
it's a weird day.
Which room are we meeting in, guys?
Let's meet. Do you mind if we meet in your room on the third floor?
Sure. I sort of follow. What am I led by her, or am I supposed to find my own
she
way?
just gives you the key and lets you go find your room. Basically.
Okay. I look in my room and I look at the room number and I go up and.
Well, it's a type of tree. So pick your favorite type of tree.
Find my tree.
What's your character's favorite type of tree?
Redwood.
Redwood. You're in the redwood room.
I go towards the redwoods and I go. So we have to climb up trees?
No, it's not an actual tree. It's just the name of the room.
Oh, okay. So I go to the
State of a real tree.
I go to the redwood and I go, and I look at the appropriately beautiful softwood, slightly acidic door, and I go, I have everything here. And I open the door and go, please come in.
You like the room a lot. It seems to really fit your personality. All of you find that you like your rooms. They seem to kind of like. It's almost as if it was tailor made for you.
Okay.
The discomfort is just like slowly rising. I mean, he's like super. He's not going to do anything, but he's like not happy. But I think that while Shalia is in there, he may enter last and just kind of close the door and be like, well. How early would we like to leave tomorrow?
That's a great question.
So by now it's only about 2:00 in the afternoon. So because you right because you met at noon and you know
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, why be in such a rush? I mean, it's Founders Day. You saw all those booths we passed by. I'm sure I can make us a lot of cash.
Yeah, that'd be a great time.
I don't mind what you do. In the meantime, I asked when we were leaving tomorrow.
Break of dawn.
Break of dawn.
There you go.
3:30 p.m. I sleep, guys.
Sleep in the carriage.
Yeah, we can just drag you by your heels.
That's true. I can sleep in the carriage. So, I just have to end up in the carriage, right? No one cares how I get there.
You don't even have to sleep here. If you'd like to fall asleep in the carriage and just be where you need to be for tomorrow, that would be equally fine.
Shalandar can carry you over there.
Very small.
At which point,
How tall is your character?
6'2". Yeah. At which point
5'4".
Yeah, I go.
He can still carry you.
He's like, oh yeah, no shit. Soul Shaker looks pretty astute.
You just kind of adjust his glasses. Very. Yeah, well, this is my group, I guess.
And what about you? What did you say was Mara?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you, Mara?
If you guys want to explore, that's fine. I will be in my room.
You know, okay, well, I was thinking we could strategize.
Okay.
You can ask around the tavern to see what people know about the road from here to there, and I can ask around the town.
I'll start with the clerk. She was kind of a little suspicious, in my opinion.
In this world, in this context, suspicious means friendly.
Yes.
I'm going to be following you.
Oh.
I think that'd be I'd have a nice opportunity out in Founders Day. Get to meet some people.
I think people watching would be about as much reveling as Shali would want to do, and he likes to watching and kind of staying back and.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh no, that's it.
Okay. At which point, I turn to Oxen, and I go, Water Buffalo?
Yes.
We're gonna have so much fun together. It's like, first round's on you. And I sort of do the whole carousal thing where we walk out arm in arms.
All right.
Are you guys just gone then?
Well, you know what? You are in my room.
Yeah.
At which point, I kind of open the door and go, so we have our game plan. Tomorrow at dawn, I will try to make it to the carriage if I'm not already there. Be sure to check before you leave.
Will do.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's
what's your
fingers
plan
crossed.
for the afternoon and evening?
I don't think that I would want to be particularly alone. Again, paranoid, but I don't know if he'd want to go gallivanting with them, potentially watching from afar. So I mean, like, I think Shalia, if he talked to anyone, would probably be like, Mara, we could go explore and perhaps get provisions. QM? Question mark.
I think that's a great idea. But first, let's take his idea and go down to the dining hall and ask around about Artemis.
Okay. So, you're going to go to like a nearby tavern or somewhere?
I would say so.
Okay. There's plenty around. Now, do you want to backtrack towards where you met Kadula? Or find a tavern closer to there? Or do you want to go like further into the downtown part of the city?
I would say further downtown into the city.
All right.
I would definitely be relying on you because I don't think he's as particularly street smart.
I turn to Oxen and I say, so, can you dance?
I can dance.
Great. I pull up my viol. It's like, we're going to put on a street form.
All right.
All right, so let's.
How close would you be to
can't dance
Shalia?
well,
Like he'd be like, "Ooh, we're gonna go before they start playing." Okay,
We're out on the street by this point.
Okay,
We're
cool.
just like,
have we passed you already? Because the moment you pull out that, he's like, shove.
yeah, no, definitely, I'm fine. You don't have to be here. Like, I draw a crowd. You don't need to be near that
Yeah.
crowd.
All right, so let's deal with you two first, then we'll come back to you two. All right, so you guys wind up going to a tavern called the Squirrely Squirrel, and it's pretty busy. Are you just gonna tell me how you're gonna ask around of Artemis? You're just gonna go like, "Hey, anybody hear of Artemis?" Or what's your game plan here?
I would say Mara takes a seat at the bar.
Okay.
I would follow.
Yes. And we order a drink from the
Okay.
barkeep and kind of sit down and observe for a second.
Okay. All right. Is Mara attractive? Physically attractive?
I would say so, yes.
Okay. All right.
She kind of draws people's eyes.
Okay.
In her cloak.
So-
in the shadows.
Cloak's off. It's going.
Laces
She needs that
undone,
info.
hair down.
She's ready. She's ready to.
The bartender, a bartender comes up to you and he goes, don't see a lot of rangers here in the city, especially ones that look like you. What can I get you?
as she kind of looks at him off to the side and orders just a simple mead.
Okay. He gets it. Are you with her?
Yes.
And your friend?
Mead.
Yes, please.
2 meads. And he brings 2 meads, and he's like, "Happy Founders Day." He holds up a mead of his own. He's
Clink it.
like, "So, you guys in for Founders Day, or?"
Well, and she kind of like takes a sip, leans forward a little bit. I was wondering if you know Artemis.
Music stopped. Everything goes deadpan silent. Everyone turns.
The record goes.
No.
It's been 30 years since I learned that name.
I think Shalia might.
30 years ago, we had the worst car wreck ever. His name was Large Artems.
He made cars just to crash them. I think Shalia would probably add on to that, like, oh, we got a letter. He's a friend of ours, and he wasn't.
Artems. No, it doesn't sound familiar. Is he like a city official, or what does he do?
I think he's just a native here.
Yeah.
We were just
He
wondering if you
lives
guys.
up the road.
He lives up the road. Where?
I tell him the address.
Something about
I mean, like, I don't tell him, like, oh, on that street. He's not like, oh, this one knocked 3 times. Like, I think he's just like, oh, up on X street.
Warehouse Road.
Yes.
What's he look? Wait, somebody lives on Warehouse Row? Those all warehouses. That's weird.
Oh, we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah,
Maybe it's his
so we
workshop.
Oh, is this like a little older guy, curly hair, kind of grumpy?
Yes.
Oh,
Unison.
you mean Artie? Oh yeah, I know Artie.
Party arty.
Yeah, he likes to eat.
Did he stop by in here recently?
No, not recently. I haven't seen him actually in probably a couple months. I think he hangs out more often at the Merry Moose.
At this point, Mara
At which point, we're passing by the Merry Moose after passing the Squirrely Squirrel, and I kind of go, what is with this town?
It's very animal themed.
A lot of bars, dang. Like 20 minutes of each other. What is this place? And so I think that Shali would just kind of sip his drink, like, let's just wait till he fucking leaves us alone, I guess. And then,
He does.
It's like, okay, good.
That doesn't take very long because it's pretty busy.
Okay, because Shalia just like pulls out coins, leaves it on the table, and then it's probably just like, let's go.
All right, let's go
check
back to you guys. So what were you going to do in the street?
Me with my viola out and like doing some last minute tuning is just like, you don't have any fears of dancing in front of people, do you?
No.
Okay.
I just don't have to do it well. That's all.
All right, so you're
Maybe we
gonna,
should switch tact.
you're going to play music. Are you trained in music?
Yeah, I mean, as a bard, I'm
Right.
trained in the viol.
Okay.
I did get a series of arts and culture.
Okay.
I have a plethora of songs from my last teacher, Cirrus.
Okay.
And I don't know if he knows any sort of traditional dance moves, but like all that jewelry has to be for something.
So go ahead and roll a d20 on your music playing.
For performance?
I assume you have a proficiency bonus. In that
I
too.
do. I have a +3 in performance
Okay.
and
So go ahead.
+2 in proficiency. 14.
Okay. And roll for your dancing. We're going to call it a dexterity type thing.
Dexterity? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any proficiency, but I got a bonus once at 15.
Okay. So you guys are doing pretty well, and the crowd seems into it. They're cheering and applauding. I assume, have you put a little hat out at all?
I have, yes.
Okay.
There's something like a hat.
So people are throwing a couple of low-end coins in here and there.
Oh, I have a little like mug that I like
Okay.
carry with me next to my satchel.
Oh, by the way, it's Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Yes.
Okay.
Out of the
And-
corner of my mouth, I whisper, I think there's a reason why you want to draw a crowd.
I go, yeah, to get money. But
What songs are you singing? What are they about?
the songs that I'm singing are about the wonders of the founders, which I did get a little bit of history of
Okay.
from my travels.
Okay.
But they're also about the nature of the vastness of Coralaire.
Okay.
But nothing too offensive to
Okay.
the people. But definitely things that make them like kind of want to dance as well.
Okay, so like maybe some old standards that people like. Okay.
I
All right,
have a
good.
question about this celebration. Is it like raucous? Is this like a big, bright celebration? Is this kind of like not?
It's a pretty big. It's unusually bright celebration. If you've ever in Amsterdam, they have Queen's Day. It's kind of like that. It's like St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, so the crowd seems to be enjoying it. They
I'm taking a look at I kind of gesture in a sort of El Dorado main characters kind of way towards the cup. It's like, support your local musicians, buy me a beer. But it's a good way of like loosening up the crowd and building camaraderie between performers. So how's he doing in terms of dancing? He's good.
He's doing well. Yeah,
Okay.
he's doing skate world well. He's doing surprisingly well.
Okay.
During breaks, some people come over to ask you if you guys perform regularly and if you're available for private events and bookings.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I say, and
We've been dancing together for years.
for years we have a huge cult following. Here's our SoundCloud. MySpace on the back if you're into that. So, but we
It's like a bunch of crows that like memorize your voice and stuff.
Just
our Crow's Cloud. Yes.
It's just like a network of just crows intersecting.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
but like the whole thing about that was to get people to start talking to us. That way we can
Yes.
start asking them questions.
people are talking to you, like people between sets are talking to you. Are you going to try to steer the conversation any certain way?
Yeah, I go, this is such a wonderful town. And we were just invited here by a great friend of ours, Artie. I say it like not knowing that that's what he's called. I just go like, oh, what's a great way of like saying Artems? That sounds like really personal. I go, my friend Artie, he's super nice, X, Y, and Z. And he told me that, the sights, at which point I stare at like people my age were just a sight to behold. And people, and men and women go, oh.
Swooning.
Yes, because everyone loves musicians.
All right, go ahead and roll a D8 for me.
Oh, it's not me. Okay.
Either of you.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, you got this first. Why don't you go?
I'll do it. 5.
1, 2, 3.
would you like minus of the dice?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you so much.
Oh.
This is
So you're talking to this one guy, and he goes, yeah. He goes, Artems. He had to leave really quick. Yeah, assassins.
At which point,
Guy goes, he goes, not just any assassins. He goes, you guys know what Dragonborn are?
oh, okay. First, it's kind of like that scene in Guys and Dolls. Is like, this person's piqued my interest. You guys know what Dragonborns are? They've lost my interest. And I go, this guy's full of it. And they go, no, I don't know what Dragonborn is.
I actually rolled to see if you do.
Okay. This would be a
Intelligence.
Intelligence, just general intelligence.
Yeah, like a history or knowledge.
History. Okay. More knowledge. What's my knowledge? I'll do history.
It would be knowledge, yeah. If there's,
Is there a knowledge here? Is
well, I
there?
can't remember exactly what the skills are.
Okay, I'll do history.
Okay, history's fine.
19.
Okay, so you actually know exactly what Dragonborn. You know that they're a race of humanoids that supposedly exist who are related to dragons. And not only do this, but you have actually, in your travels, when you were close to the wastelands, actually saw some Dragonborn in the wastelands, which most people have never seen. And there's a rumor that there's a civilization of Dragonborn deep inside the wasteland, and most people dismiss it as a myth. But the fact that you've seen one makes you think that maybe they are.
Okay. Okay, so knowing all this, instead of like dismissing it out of hand, I go, I instead of doing not my nervous flitting, but like the pastime flittering on my viol, I kind of go,
I can't work. You gotta get more, man.
There's 3 of them. Well, then it's not 3 dragonborn. It's
3 assassins.
Those guys from New York. It's 3 assassins. One of them's dragonborn, a woman dragonborn. One's a human, and one, I swear to God, is the shortest ogre I ever seen in my life. It's like must have been the runt of its litter.
I kind of go, okay. So
They come around here a few days ago asking about Artemis. She was covered up though, so nobody probably saw what she was.
Can I get a good look at the person who's giving me the assassin news?
Yeah, he's about, his average height. He is, he's like probably close to 60 years old. Kind of looks a little arthritic. Probably a retired craftsman of some sort.
At which point I
swear to God, since Artem's left, my donut business has gone down by half.
Again, I genuinely do laugh at that joke in character. At which point I go, Dragonborns, huh? And an ogre?
The shortest ogre. I mean, most people probably didn't even think it was an ogre. He was trying to disguise himself. But it was an
Me
ogre,
short
right?
or him short?
I'm 6'2". How tall are you?
Shorter than you.
4'9".
Shorter than you. You're 4'9".
I'm a late bloomer.
Yeah.
It wasn't that short, but he's between the two of you. Runty little thing. And they had him all dressed up fancy, too. That was the weird thing.
At point I go,
It's like putting a wizard's robe on a pig.
an orc in fancy clothing.
Ogre.
Ogre in... Ooh. Ogre and fancy
Dragonborn, a human woman, and an ogre. Strangest trio you're ever going to see.
Were they all women or just the
No,
Dragonborn woman?
just the two, the human and the dragonborn.
It would be a fun night. Either
Well,
in any other circumstance.
where did they leave afterwards?
I don't know. They were asking around.
Are they still in town, you think?
No idea. I wouldn't think they'd stay here very long. I mean, people would probably figure out after a while they ain't 3 humans.
I kind of
saw it. I just like to keep to myself, though.
I kind of like nonchalantly strum my viol as I take a nice slow panoramic around in like not a nonchalant way, just like, oh, let me just continue to play as I'm looking, observing, looking for brownish red.
Roll a d20.
Feel free to jump in at any point.
Yeah.
I don't mean to hog this.
No, it's okay.
I'm just like, oh, I'm making a lot of natural decisions. What am I rolling for?
You're rolling to see if you spot somebody.
13.
You don't see anybody fitting that description. Okay, let's jump back to you guys for a second. All right. So are you gonna go over to the Merry Moose?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you go over to the Merry Moose, and like the whole street is like it's getting later now. People are getting more drunk. The whole street and stuff is festive, and then like right in front of the Merry Moose, it just seems to deaden. There's like, and like you go into the Merry Moose, and it's like walking into a library, and there's basically like a bunch of like you see people there, but most people are sitting by themselves reading, and there's like very little noise.
This is my place. I think I was like,
This isn't what I expected.
me either.
And
2 books on the rocks.
a middle-aged woman comes over, and she's like, table for 2?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And I think actually before she even sets him down, Shali is like, Actually, I was wondering if you could help us. We were looking for a friend of ours. We heard from another bar that he might be around here.
Oh, who's that?
His name is Artie.
Oh, Artie.
Yeah.
Artems?
Yes.
Oh, no, he hasn't been in for probably over a week.
Oh, what a shame. I thought we were going to come in here and see him around, but...
Yeah, the place has been, it's been really dead without him.
I don't know, it seems pretty lovely to me.
Yeah, well, some people are getting a little bit uppity. She, like, looks over and glares at somebody who, like, made a snort or something.
Those uppity snorters. So I think Shali could be like, oh, well, thank you, and then kind of make a motion where it's like, do we leave, do we stay? Because he's like...
I think Mara would call after her and be like, I do have a question.
Oh, sure. Did you guys want a table?
Yeah, let's sit down at the table.
Do you want something, sorry it's a little noisy in the common area. It's like 10 sons. Do you want a private booth or just something in the common area?
Something in the common area.
Okay. So she'll lead you to a table. What can I get you to drink or eat?
Just a mead, please.
He only drank like this much of the last one, so...
This might seem like an odd question, but what does Artie usually get?
Artie usually gets some tea and like a few pastries.
Okay. I'll take a tea.
Okay. And I'll be right back with that. She goes off.
Meanwhile, I'm in the middle of strumming like, my scones!
So she comes back with your...
Wait, so can Charlie like look around and see if any of these people look even vaguely suspicious?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead, roll d20.
Okay, I think he got, and that's perception, correct?
Yes.
He got a big old... actually he got a 15, which isn't terrible.
Okay. There are about 12 people in the room, and I would say that as far as you're concerned, 3 of them look suspicious. Meaning they just look weird or creepy or odd. That can mean a lot of things.
I don't know. I don't hang around ugly people. Just joking. But obviously with the silence, he's like, I don't even actually want a mead. Can we leave before she gets back?
Yes, I think we should find the other 2.
Lovely. Okay, so if they actually book it, can they like hustle to the door before she
So
gets back?
you get up to leave, and she's like turning the corner with your drinks. So like, is there a problem?
I think I heard my friend outside.
We
Give me
better
just a
go check on
moment.
them.
Door swings over.
Is there like a
Well, that'll be 5 silver for the drinks.
Oh yes, of course, and he just drops it down and...
All right, thanks. Again, sorry the common room's so noisy.
It's okay. Keep the party down. Let's go partying in here.
Should I tell Artem? Give a message to Artems if he comes back?
Oh yes, if you could just tell that we're asking about him.
Oh. Well, he's a nice guy.
I agree. That's why we're looking for him.
Roll d6.
I got a woman.
1. She goes, you didn't hear from me, but I think he's one of them. Cole Harjean.
Oh. Those are the people who see. Those are like, that's like the religion, right?
You've never heard this term before.
Cool.
I think
CULHARJEEN. And since you do speak, this is roll. Each of you roll a d20 on
Each of us?
No, them.
Okay.
On you're rolling on intelligence.
Oh, whoopsie daisy.
you succeed.
My intelligence. Yeah, I think I got it for
a
6.
You got a 20. All right. So you have studied a little bit of the ancient tongue, and you know that Kul Harjin means the keepers of the flame. She says, I probably shouldn't have told you that. Oh, well, I I feel like he's a good person and probably never gets any recognition for his work.
I think that might give Charlie a pause. Oh, we're actually new in town. Is that, is that something that we should know about, or
It's their secret. Starting to get the feeling she's like an old cat lady, a little patty in the head. They're a secret group. They help people.
At this point, I would be stepping forward a little bit and ask her, is there anywhere here we can figure out what a Colgene is?
To call her Jean?
Call her Jean?
What do you mean figure out? I would ask Artie.
Last time Artie was here, did he say where he was going? Exactly.
No, he didn't really talk to me that much. I don't think he really liked me. Shook sad.
Charlie might just be like, well, I think that you're a lovely person. We'll be sure to be back soon.
Okay. All right, back to you two singers and dancers.
What do you say we do? That we're doing or have been doing during this time?
Well, I'm not sure. I think we should meet up with the other two and see if we can see what kind of information we picked up along the way, and if there's any other leads we can follow along.
Okay.
All right.
I say, you do that, and I lean over and take the hottest guy and or gal drink, sip out of it, and hand it back to them. It's like, I'm going to enjoy the local fauna. I carouse, basically, the night away.
That person is now smitten with you, so...
Oh, just one? I thought I grabbed two, but okay.
Well, whoever number you did. Your plan to attract their attention worked. In a positive
They
way.
have been smited.
It could have very well gone the other way. All right, so I would suggest maybe we'll fast forward a little bit to the morning, and what I'll do is I'll tell you two more pieces of information that you learned.
Okay.
Sound like a good deal?
Sounds good.
All right, so let's see. Roll a d20.
The
A one?
Yeah, a one.
In this case, it's not anything bad. It's just determining off it.
Oh, and do you relay the whole Keeper of Flame thing to us afterwards?
Yeah.
Max with the fire in the corner.
You at one point you're in a bar and people are having debate whether or not elves actually exist. And after a long debate, this old grizzled warrior type who's missing parts of several limbs, he starts talking. Everyone's just quiet. He just goes, "No one has ever actually seen an actual elf, because anyone who sees an elf doesn't live to tell the tale." And then he drinks his drink. Everyone's quiet, and then they change the topic. All right, and you roll a d20 for your group. Let's see what you guys figure.
20.
20. Ooh. You mentioned to some people that you had met Kadula Naylor, and this man takes you all of a sudden and he grabs your wrist and he goes, "Kadula Naylor is a powerful sorceress. Don't trust her. Don't trust her." And he lets go of your wrist and passes out from being drunk. All right. So the next morning, you find that they have two horses and a carriage pulled by two horses, and piloted by this young guy, Durkin, who's maybe 16 or 17. and the wagon's been equipped with enough supplies for about a week, and Kadula's there, and she's like, well, I mean, Durkin knows how to get to Phantom, so it should be a pretty easy trip, unless you guys leave the road for some reason.
Have we relayed our information to each other at this point?
I assume so, unless you don't want to.
Okay, I just didn't know if we were sharing. I think Shalia might just kind of like point it out there that like just be careful. I don't think he'd like specify any particular reason, but just like we heard that maybe it wasn't super safe here right now. Just keep an eye out.
You're saying this to Kadula?
Yes. Just because I mean, if her dad was being,
she goes, oh, I can take care of myself, and if and she points to the building. She goes, oh, if I'm inside here, probably nothing's gonna happen to me.
Real quick, can I use Vexel's very useful knife?
Sure. What do you want to do with it?
I wanted to pull out the thin crystal rod just to check, just to use detect magic, see if...
Actually, where you are right now, other than the stuff that you know is magic, it's not detecting anything.
Okay.
Nothing about her or you. I mean, there's magic coming off your companions because some of their items, but nothing like out of the ordinary.
Okay.
So you guys see Ox pull out this knife, and like it's got like parts where he's able to pull out something on a hinge, and there's another part. He has a crystal rod, and he's holding it around, looking at it.
It's like discreetly though.
Yeah.
You guys just kind of like being like just looking at my knife. And...
So you don't know what
Probably
the
be
heck
like,
he's doing.
it's still weird. Knife guy over here, cool.
Knife guy.
Just need to look at the knife.
I mean, I would see that, I believe, if I wasn't already in the carriage, asleep, hungover, after having a wonderful night in which I sent 2 very lovely people home who were smitten, and telling them that I will always live on in their hearts. Just never forget the name of Porter Summer, the porter like the drink, Summer like the saison, and with brown the color of whiskey. Anytime there's a party, think of me.
They wake up the next day. Who is that? All right. So you guys head out, and if you take the road, theoretically, depending on what kind of pace you want to go, you could get there in as little as 2 days. Probably more like 3. The first day goes by pretty uneventful. You actually stop outside a small village along the road, and you can stay at an inn there. Really nothing eventful happens as one would expect.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering if it was okay to have conversations with our other characters.
Yes, absolutely.
During this time.
Yeah, go for it.
At some point, you having never ridden a horse and me preferring the luxury of a carriage, we were both in a carriage together.
Hell yes, we are.
And I say, our first night in town, we were followed. I tell you this because I noticed that you are pretty fidgety and not much gets by you.
Just kind of raises his eyebrows, just like, yes?
I mean, you've been checking to make sure that you have all of your equipments 3 times in the last hour now.
I'll provide background noise.
And I do have all of my equipment, so it's working.
At which point I go, I'm pretty sure I have all my equipment too. But what did you get of that town? I mean, it's weird that...
In particular, I didn't see anything that alarming. However, while we were entering the tavern, I also might have seen something.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you this because it looks like we might be together for a little while. I had a teacher. Someone I cared about. And he told me to wait 48 hours before you begin to talk about yourself. And the only thing that I would say is important is that I don't like being followed, and I don't like when other people I am with are followed. You can be careful, but don't be self-centered. I say this bristling because I am going to take this opportunity to put a new flaw, which is that Porter is not only distrustful, he is slightly haughty.
No one would have guessed. Alarmed. I think Shelly actually appreciates that, and is like, you know, I actually also had people that I was fond of, and can appreciate the need to not be followed. I will watch your back as best as I can. And he says that genuinely. Like, he's like,
Ed, can you push that map towards me?
he's fairly genuine. Like, I will watch your back. He has no reason to like not trust you. So he's like, thank you.
Yeah. And just because I am an ass, I go, yeah, you know what they say, 6 eyes are better than 2.
And he just kind of wrinkles his nose and it's just like,
You have 6 eyes.
Are you there?
he rides up like the horse pokes his head in.
No, but seriously, it's in jest, and you kind of get the. I hope you get the feeling that he's a dick, but that's only because he doesn't know how to be a person.
Shali is well aware. I don't think that that's his flavor, but he doesn't take it that personally. He's a bit of an ass himself. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no, game recognized game.
Nice. But you know what? I think there's a little bit of respect there. Just like, oh, you know who you are, I know who I am.
Let's do this.
Like, live your life, chase your bliss.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Oh, he did not say that to you.
Okay.
It was wordless. It was soundless. No one knows anything.
Okay. I was like, he is not that forthright. He'd have been like, I
Okay.
appreciate that, and then just like, do you get the subtext? Do you get it? Do you see?
So the next day, you're riding, and the terrain is getting a little hillier than a little rockier than you were expecting to, and the road seems to have kind of gotten a little bit narrower. And Durkin kind of stops for a second, like, I might have taken a wrong turn. I think we're still going the right way, but like, I don't think this is the main road. Do you want to turn around, or you just want to keep going? I think this will still get us where we're going, because but based on the sun and stuff, we're still going the right way. I think we wound up a little too close to the twins.
I feel like Shalia. I think he grew up vaguely in an area where he would know of the twins. I don't think he's like super fond of this, and also he's not a risk taker. I like whatever clout I try to throw out, like, don't do this. It's because he's very much not a risk taker.
Brandon, roll a d4.
He's definitely gonna. He's not.
Yes.
Funny one.
They're all
The
funny.
one you want to step on.
What the heck is that?
You got a 4.
Oh,
You got a 4. Okay. Right.
Sorry, I keep coughing. I actually think it's the beer activating my saliva in a weird way, but it's great. Just feels like beeswax.
For some reason, I thought that we were doing that. But yeah.
4. Okay. So I mean, we can backtrack, or we can keep going. Sorry, please don't tell Cthulhu. I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm down for backtracking.
I would say keep going forward.
What's your vote?
Let me ask you this: how confident are you in our surroundings?
Well, that's a great idea.
A 91%.
That works for me.
91% sure of what?
You'll have to wait and see.
I sort of lean out to Durkins and go, wow, 1 out of 5 stars.
I don't know what that means.
First Yelp
Uber, wow. At which point I go, you wouldn't. No, I
Probably last of that.
At which point I go, you know what? It's all the same to me as long as I keep fed. At which point I open my lunchbox, see that it's empty, and I go, we need to make a decision.
All right. Well, I mean, you're
I think he would probably he wouldn't push it too much. He'd be like, if you're confident.
I would look towards Durkin and ask him, how confident are you?
I'm pretty sure this will eventually hook up to the main road.
Can I roll an insight to see if I actually trust this small boy guiding our lives?
He's 3 years younger than the oldest of
I rolled
us.
a 20.
He seems sincere, but he also is not very confident.
Is that like a character issue, or is that a situational issue?
He's just nervous because I think you perceive that he thinks this is a very important mission, and so he's very nervous about getting it right.
Right.
At which point, I kind of... Do you share this?
Sorry.
No.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, I'm just like, I believe him would probably be...
Okay, well, at which point, I kind of like go up to the front of the carriage, like there's a seating area, and I go, you know what, you've been riding a long time. Would you like a massage?
No, it's okay.
At which point, I kind of take his no as modesty and hesitation, and me being clearly the traveler class. I don't really pay attention to those things, and I kind of just begin to...
I need an adult.
He is an adult in this world, at this age, in my mind.
Anyway, what should I do?
Go forward.
Go forward, I would say. That's a solid 3 out of 4. Saying go forward.
Okay. So you go forward,
But...
I'm making biscuits on his
and
hat.
And Charlie's enjoying the carriage on himself.
please don't do that while I'm piloting the carriage.
I kind of respectfully let go and go.
The road drops down a little bit and turns left, and you see 2 men in the road fighting, having a fist fight. They're young; they're in their late teens, and next to them is a burlap sack on the ground, and there's something wriggling in the burlap sack.
How far away is this?
This is like up the road, like maybe within the next 50, 60 feet. And so they're fighting, and like one of them tries to get the sack, and then the other one punches him, takes the sack back. When the sack is not in the perception, it's something that's clearly in the sack. And you hear one of them, I told you she's mine. The other one's like, no, she loves me, not you. You're crazy. She loves me.
I kind of...
Should we stop?
Yeah, I feel like Shelley doesn't even ask. He just like grabs his mace and kind of straps it. I don't think he's jumping out of the carriage, but I mean like the closer they get, like you guys can see that he's like just pissy right now. Just like,
At which point, I am like doing one of these numbers, kind of just like scanning for something very particular, aka their faces. I want to
Okay.
see how cute they are.
So the men are in their late teens. They look similar. Perhaps they're related. They're dressed in typical sort of farm commoner attire. The sack is tied to the top. Something bulky inside is moving. Now that you've kind of stopped and you don't have the noise of the horses, you can hear a series of coming from inside the sack.
Shalia chills out.
I sort of think to myself, there's a song to this, and pull out my notebook and be like, 2 brothers fighting along the road? No. Along the road, 2 brothers. No.
So the fight is pretty intense. Like,
I think like when we're close enough that we can kind of stop.
kind
I
of
feel
blocking the road too.
Yeah, I'm about to say Shalia. Like when we stop, I feel like,
Yeah.
and if we don't stop close enough, Shalia would kind of tap Durkin on the shoulder and kind of hop out, like
Uh-huh.
looking around, like,
Okay.
you guys gonna do anything? Because he walks up to them, like, what? Hail and well met. What's going on?
I was going to go, yay, salt shaker.
Goes,
He's back upset.
one of them goes, I'll tell you what's going on. She stole her from me. You stole her from me. And then fists start flying in.
He stole it from me.
I mean,
He stole it from me.
Charlie would kind of saunter up to them like a little slower. He doesn't really want to get punched in the face, but he can take it, I guess. And he kind of like tries to split them apart, or just like, hey, we can talk this out. You guys do
All right,
not
roll a
need to
strength
fight.
check.
Oh, I guess actually that's not. Okay, so he got a 15.
Oh, okay. You got your modifier in there?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I
you're
got a
actually able to separate them, and they seem they're pretty tired. They're kind of beat up anyway. And
Are they young?
Yeah, they're probably like 17, 18. And it's like, I tell you, Belfer stole her from me. That's wrong. Bilfer stole her from me.
And I assume that you're talking about the pig, and he says that.
That's Letha. Here, let me show you. You stay away from her. I'll show her. No, you stay away from her. And one of you is going to have to show her because we don't trust each other.
All right. Well, I mean, Charlie would just grab the pig. He likes animals.
Well, it's a sack. So.
He would grab the sack of pig.
All right, so you open the sack,
They have
and
animal
inside the sack is a small, light tan, and exceptionally cute pig.
I love it.
It has a pink ribbon and bow around its neck.
Oh my god.
Charlie's heart is subsequently melted. He just kind of like.
That's my girlfriend Letha. She got turned into a pig by a witch. What are you talking about? She's my girlfriend. But he is right. She did get turned into a pig by a witch.
So he's a little less comfortable now holding this beautiful pig. I think he'd be like, can a witch? And I mean, like, he's glancing back at you guys, like, I'm holding a pig who is apparently a girl and a witch also. So Bruja, like, let's what? So Charlie is like, can you tell me where she may have been turned into a witch or why?
Yeah. So 2 nights ago, she told us each to meet her in the barn at her parents'. And when we got there, we saw there was her turned into a pig and a ransom note from a witch saying that if we didn't bring money, that she would turn Letha back into a person. We done brought the money the next night, but the witch left her as a pig.
Sounds pretty petty for a witch.
So y'all was robbed?
I feel like Charlie is already like kind of working the gears like, I don't know if he believes this.
I got a question. Can I still use my knife, or is it like a one-time-a-day thing?
That it is next day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It is once a day for each function, so it is next day.
All right. But I already used it before we left.
Yeah, but this is next day.
Oh, okay. All right. Here, pull the pig closer to me.
Okay.
All right. Mind if I
Check
it
check
out?
your pig out.
Check the pig out.
Go for it. I mean, he like Charlie sees the
go
knife.
hog
and
wild.
He's like very comfortable with the fact that you're holding a knife, but that's fine, I guess.
All right. And what does the knife say?
There's absolutely nothing magical about this pig.
All right, so
But it is very adorable.
That's cute.
If I used animal handling, could I tell if this was a girl once?
Well, no.
Let me tell you. You don't have to go that far. I think they can handle it for themselves.
I feel like he's almost positive that he knows what's happening, but he almost kind of wants to like.
Can you help turn her back into a person?
I think instead, Charlie says, that perhaps you should go look for the witch. I believe that if you keep this lovely girl in a safe, protected place, and you found the witch instead, perhaps she would be the person. So don't.
We don't know who the witch is. She just left notes.
Did she leave another one?
Well, yeah. After we paid,
And
she had another note saying we didn't pay enough, so that she'd leave her as a pig.
when did you need to drop off this ransom note? Or where?
Well, this was last night. We haven't heard from the witch since.
Did she say where to drop off the money?
Well, yeah, at where we were supposed to meet Letha at her parents' barn.
Okay, so Charlie is like super into this Nancy Drew shit right now. Like, he is like, he kind of looks back and he's like, I think I know what's going on. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we?
At which point I go, yeah.
And he's like, thanks, Mom. And he like goes over and he's like, you know what? I think that me and my companions can help you out. Why don't you show us where the barn is, and we'll leave the money for you.
Okay, that's nice of you. I guess we could put aside our differences for a little bit. So, sorry, I'm offending all the subverts.
I was thinking like, ooh, damn.
So they guide you to a nearby like village. It's like 15 minutes away. It's just a really small farming village.
Yeah.
And there's a farm, a small farm. it's like a little, let's say it's like a little orchard, a little
Yeah.
tiny apple orchard, and there's a barn. He goes, "That's the barn right there. That's the Wedren's place, Letha Wedren. That's her right there,
I'm sorry. What's her name?
Letha
Wedren?
Wedren."
I make a note of this. And I say to myself, oh, her father must be thinking he getting too old.
I think that Shalia probably like collects you guys and like maybe formulates the plan. So he's like, so I can definitely I can definitely do my best to make us hard to detect if we'd like to see exactly who this witch is. I mean, and he kind of throws it out. He's like, I'm almost positive that they're being taken for a ride by this girl.
I believe so too.
Yes, and I'd love to catch her.
I really do want to see where this is going to end up.
And also,
Yeah.
this pig is beautiful.
It's like, I would like to have a talk with the parents, yes.
Huh?
I would like to have a talk with the parents, yes.
Right. So can we just like,
Hide.
yeah? Because I have passed without a trace, which I can make actually people hard to detect.
Okay. There's a farmhouse too.
Yeah, we could just hide in some hay.
So there's a barn, and then there's an actual farmhouse where presumably the farmers live.
Okay.
Where can we compare handwriting? Perhaps.
Sure. Does she have any other letters that she wrote? And does she know how to write?
Why are you asking me? I'm a disembodied spirit.
I sort of turn to Oxenth and I go, come on, Bull. You want to roll in the hay?
You notice
I think
there's some people standing around the village looking and pointing and waving at you.
And we all kind of wave back.
I don't
Walk
wave.
towards them?
No. Friendly from afar. Friendly equals suspicious, as we have established for Shalia. I think that he's definitely just like, all right, well, we can go back to our carriage and perhaps closer to nightfall, we can kind of try our best to sneak back here undetected and see if the girl takes the money. And I mean, like, I'm sure he puts like a gold down or something like that, and like a few coppers or whatever, just to make it look like there's more.
So you see a figure from the group of people walking towards you slowly, and he's dressed. He's like a middle-aged guy, just normal kind of work outside attires. He's got a scabbard. He's wearing looks like a hat to keep maybe the sun out of his eye, and he's like waving.
I don't wave back.
Yeah, I mean, I continue waving back.
And he gets a little bit closer. He calls out. He says, "Hello,
No.
help you folks."
No, we're fine. He's like,
Is that Bilfer and Belfer you're with?
I mean, Jolly just looks at them. Yes?
Mara would ask if he knew about the girl that used to live here.
You remember her name?
Letha.
Letha. Good job.
You know Letha.
Letha, I think,
Do you forget this pig's name?
her parents said she was going to move away to Bear's car.
I'm sorry. I say, slightly annoyed.
You can go talk to them. They're probably at their farm.
Mara starts walking out to the farm.
Okay.
I follow.
All right. So you get to the farmhouse. Do you knock?
Yes.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and the door opens, and there's a middle-aged woman, and she's like, "Hi. Who are you? Can I help you?"
Yeah, I have a question about your daughter.
Letha.
Yes.
Oh, what about her?
When was she supposed to leave?
Oh, she moved to Bear's car just about a day ago. She's gonna go stay with her cousin for a few months.
How far is that from here?
Bear's car? That's where you just came
We
from.
just came from.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm annoyed.
Oh yeah, you passed wagons and carts and stuff. But,
All right.
but it's a road, right? There's regular
Yeah.
travelers.
All right.
Why did
this
something?
point-
Did something happen to her?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
She's totally fine. I look to Shalia. What would you like to do with this information?
Can he still be holding the pig?
Sure.
Awesome. So he is definitely still holding this pig.
Oh, he goes, hey, that's Mirabelle. Where'd you find her? She's gone missing.
I believe
That's one of our best.
Bilfer and Belfer, is that what they're called? They believe that this pig is your daughter. I
Them boys are dumber than a beehive with no bees.
They. Yes. I think it takes him a second, and he's like, yes.
I'm laughing out loud, way back here, just standing right in front of the horse.
I think Shalia presents the pig, and he's like,
Well, I believe your daughter may have taken them for a bit of a spin and taken their money on that spin.
Okay. Well, it does sound like something Letha might do. It's probably best she went to the city.
All right.
She'll be very successful there.
Well, thanks for helping out. It's around lunchtime. Are you hungry?
I think Shalia declines again. I don't want your food.
Oh.
Poison me. He doesn't say that, but I mean, like, he's definitely not like, oh, yes, please. Like, he's like, or maybe he just, like, steps
I just
aside.
slaughtered Mirabelle's younger brother the other day. Still got some left over.
You can take it for the road.
Again, I'm still like a few, like 20 feet away from the porch, just like hanging out on the road. I'm like, what is taking so long?
I think Shalia, he was about.
All right, so he's gonna go back to the wagon.
Yes.
All right.
But he does ask if the parent could please tell the two dumb boys that their daughter, their girlfriend is perfectly safe.
Yeah, well, I'll go talk to the parents. Them boys are dumb.
They're yes.
Okay. So you keep going along the road,
Another mystery solved, gang.
and
Our first victory.
I see that. I am looking at my empty lunchbox, and I go, they didn't offer us a reward.
No.
the
Yes, but we took it down.
sadly, Durkin has erred, and you are now even a little bit more off course. And he's a little bit confused, and now it's even rockier and steeper, so it's hard to see the sun. And he's like, "Oh boy, I'm sorry. Let me try to get my bearing." And he goes to stop, and up ahead there's like a four-way intersection, and the road's like barely road now. It's like just tracks, and there's a woman sitting on a stump. Or let's say a rock, actually, at the intersection, and she looks really old. Scroll.
In this world, good for her, right? I mean, she lived this long. I mean, respect.
Okay.
Okay, well, I
He
mean,
doesn't say that, but
Up ahead,
I was gonna say,
up ahead, you see a crossroads with two paths. Three paths leading from the road you're on now. An old human woman sits on a rock. She's wearing basic plain clothing. Both she and the clothing are somewhat dirty and unkempt. At her feet are 3 sacks and a water skin. She calls out to you, "I'll give you something from my sack for a lock of your hair."
is she blind?
No.
Whose hair is she asking for?
Is she just
addressing the
hollering
group.
at us?
Yeah.
I think Shalia might shrink back into the carriage. And
Just
yell.
a little lock of your hair, and I'll give you something from my sack.
At which point I kind of raise my hand and I go, "Oh, wise one."
My name's Yurtsya.
I'm sorry?
Yurtsya.
Yorkshire. I am very sorry. We have
You
no
have
hair.
nice hair.
I am very sorry. We have no hair to spare. But I would be happy to refill your water sack.
Oh, my water sack has water. I just would like a little bit of your hair for my collection.
What collection?
For my dolls.
Is she blind?
Nope.
No. Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
Sorry, I
I think Shalia's just like, hood up. He's like, I'll help little kids with their big problems. I'm not giving an old lady my hair. Like,
At which point I go,
We should keep going forward.
my hair, I say diplomatically, is a no. Does anyone else want to do it?
While she's talking to them, can I cut a piece of the horse's hair off, and then pass it off to her as like one of mine?
Okay. So go ahead and role play.
Okay. Just while she's talking to them, I'm making sure that she's not looking in my direction
Okay.
and like cut off a little piece of the horse's
Okay.
mane.
And
It's
you-
like, yeah, I have a little bit of hair right here.
Oh, thank you. Please bring it over. It's hard for me to get up.
Of course.
All right. She looks at it and she goes, "You think that's funny, trying to trick an old woman?
No, this is my hair.
That's horse hair, you idiot.
No, it's my hair.
You think?"
Can I want to like deceive her? Can I roll for that?
Hold on. 5. Oh, okay.
that sounds.
I don't like very much when strangers trick me. And you hear a growl, 4 growls from nearby, and there are suddenly 4 bears charging out of the woods. Let's roll for initiative.
God! It wasn't even you're blonde. You're riding a brown horse.
I am
didn't see where
very,
the hair was from.
I am very happy with your heroic efforts.
She's very nice.
I was pointing like, because like the second you're like, good for them living this long, I was like, witch. It's like gotta be a problem.
As a magic user, you can be a witch, a warlock, any sort of magician. She still deserves to live and not be fooled. I mean, she has bears. That's scary. So yeah, maybe a witch.
Difference between you and me.
I would just be slightly.
So roll your initiative.
Oh no.
The bears got a 13. So
I got 13.
so remember to add your dex.
I have a 17.
14.
18.
Okay, so whoever got the highest, you're gonna go first.
I sort of Am I fighting the bear or the hag? Is the hag a party member? I mean, person to fight?
Oh yeah, let me roll for her too. Sorry. Okay, she has got a 15, so you still go first.
Okay.
Who was on you were on horseback? You were on horseback. Did you guys get off the horse? You still on horse?
I'm still on it at this point.
You're still. No, you got off. 'cause
I thought we were all in a carriage.
I'm the carrot.
No, those two were in the carriage.
They were in-
You had to get off if you gave her the horse. So you're still on a horse. You two are in the carriage, and you're on the ground, and Durkin's on the piloting the carriage.
Durkin's down.
All right. So what do you do?
I use my vicious mockery
Okay. What does that do?
on the bear to like make it take it has to take like a saving roll.
Okay.
Or else it's like disadvantage or something. Let me double check.
Okay.
Next bathroom.
And who's next after that?
I am.
Okay.
And I have a plan for me.
Okay.
Use the bathroom while you're doing that.
Oh, you gotta use bathrooms?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
My very tiny bladder.
Since we're looking up the vicious mockery.
You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments as a creature that you see in range. If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, it must succeed a wisdom saving throw, or take
Okay.
1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of the turn.
Okay, that's kind of funny. You're doing this to a bear. Bear definitely misses his saving throw. So you start just like yelling at this, like "Bad bear, bad bear!" And the
No, I
bear,
mean, it's vicious mockery, so
I know.
I would love to be like, for it to be like, and I'd be like,
so the bear's like,
I was like, you big, shambling, lumbering, know nothing.
and so
You
it
are
takes 1 to 4 psychic damage.
1d4.
All right, go ahead, roll.
Huh?
Go ahead, roll for you.
Oh, yeah. I go, you don't even have, like, children.
I'm gonna use the bathroom too.
It takes two. It takes two. And it's like,
Does it say how long it's disadvantaged?
the disadvantage, but it's the next attack roll.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And it's like, you don't even have children. Your claws are probably not sharp enough. Your roar is weak. You don't have a tail. You have a stub.
Low blow.
Yeah, right? It's like, and it stands up on its hind leg. You're short! I say, gesturing upwards.
Fortunately, these are only black bears. They're not brown bears. All right, what are you doing?
I, as a free action, can I ask the woman if there's anything we can trade for her to stop attacking us? Which I say, please, we didn't mean you any harm. Is there any way that we can make this up to you?
You tried to trick an old woman.
Okay, I'm gonna use charm person. I'm gonna try. So
Okay.
I think like hands up.
Okay.
Enough. I mean, like I probably undid my shield. So I'm holding my shield. It's fine.
Okay.
And so I'm going to try and cast charm person
Okay.
Hands up, don't shoot.
on her. Yeah.
All right, so she needs to make a save.
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And does so with advantage if me and my companions are fighting it. So elemental.
Wait, what? What?
So if we're fighting her, which
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if we're in attack mode, but she has advantage on the saving throw.
She clears the saving throw.
Okay.
All right. What did you roll for initiative?
I would say attack.
No. What'd you roll for initiative?
Make the first roll you did for your
14.
turn.
14. She's gonna go before she had a 15, so she's gonna go. What'd you get for initiative? Ed? Oh, you still
I think he got 14.
Oh, so it'll go after you guys. All right. 5. She's not gonna summon more bears. Keep rolling 5. 6. What was your initiative?
14.
Okay. She raises her hand, and thorns sprout from the rocky ground and try to entangle you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
In the meantime, I'm still unleashing a litany of insults at a full-grown bear.
20.
Ooh.
Okay, you are able to, as they start to rise up, you're able to jump out of the way just as they rise up where you were. All right, it's your guys' turn, both of you. So,
Mara would slide off the horse and cock her bow
all right,
and aim at the closest bear.
okay. Go ahead and roll. The bear has an armor class of 11, so it's not too hard to hit.
19.
That is definitely a hit. So roll your damage and remember to add. I assume you're using your good bow. So remember to add your dexterity and your +1.
D20 or D10.
It's a yes. So D10 for damage.
On an arrow?
That's what it said.
Okay. So, and then remember add 3 because of your, no, what's your dexterity bonus? What do you get?
Oh, I got 14.
Okay. Did you add +1 for your bow?
Oh no, so 15.
Because remember you get +1 to that bow.
Oh, so 15.
15. Okay.
That's
So this bear, you catch it like right in the chest, and it's pretty messed up. It's like it's slowed down. It's like looks like it's on death's door. All right.
So do you add your proficiency and your
Not
modifier?
proficiency to damage, but if you're using a ranged weapon, you add your dex modifier to damage.
Okay.
Just like if it's a melee weapon, you add your strength modifier to damage.
Okay. Cool.
And her also, she has an exceptionally crafted bow that gives her +1.
Okay.
All right, you're up, Ed.
All right. Okay, I'm going to use, as a bonus action, I'm going to use Hexblade's Curse on her.
Okay.
So I curse
What does that do?
on the witch. Basically, I get a bonus to damage on her. My proficiency bonus is applied to her. 19s are
Criticals?
Are criticals too.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you hit her.
If I hit her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
All right.
She's an armor class of 13.
Okay. Oh, and I wanted to use Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so what does that do?
That's a D10 force damage plus my charisma because I got notifications. Alright, so that's 10.
So as long as you hit.
I have to do a 20, right?
No, what'd you roll?
For my hit or?
Yeah, roll a d20 to attack. Sorry. Okay, so roll a d20 to attack. Okay. 2. So you're going to add your proficiency.
Alright, so it's 4.
And any other modifiers.
That would be just my charisma, right?
I think so, because you missed.
I missed.
Yeah. All right. The Eldritch Blast, does that still affect even if you miss, or you have to hit?
I have to hit.
Okay, so you missed.
Okay.
Okay. And now the bears are going to attack. The bears.
One of them is taking a disadvantage to their attack roll.
Right. Yeah. Once. Well, actually, he's trying to even get into like the wagon to attack you. So before he can even attack you, he has to like get in the wagon. So he's going to take a disadvantage to that. So he does not. He tries to jump up into the wagon and like biffs the back of the wagon. So,
Does the wagon stay upright?
Yeah, because black bears aren't that big. I mean, they're big, but they're like big dogs. They're like Rottweilers.
I lean out the window. Sort of continuing the vicious mockery.
The one that you attacked, Brianna, attacks you. What bite? What is its claws? What's your armor class?
15.
Okay, well that's pretty high. Bite +3 to hit. Miss. It tries to bite you and miss. And it tries to claw you and also misses. Okay. The third bear.
There's 3. Wow. Okay.
There's 4.
4. Okay. Wow.
The fourth one tries to jump like from the side into the. Actually, it's going to go after you, a horse, or Durkin. It's actually going after you, a horse, or Durkin. I said a horse, so it's going after a horse.
No.
And it misses. It misses the horse. The horse manages to rear up and like do the hoof thing to keep it at bay. And the last one goes after you, Ed. What's your AC?
13.
That's a miss. These are bad bears, 5 and 4. They both missed. All right, now that is it for that round. It's now the top of the round, so the 2 high initiatives go.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I, not wanting this glorious carriage to be damaged, I am on top, and I go. What was his first name?
Who?
The
Carriage driver?
Yeah.
Durkin.
Thank you. And I go, Durkin, step on it! And he sort of whips the horse.
Well, you tell him to do that doesn't mean he does it.
Okay, well, I tell him to step on it.
Okay.
And I run in the opposite direction, like towards the back of the carriage, and just tell him to like plow on through.
All right, so let's roll on your charisma.
Okay. $21.
Okay, even with the penalty for the fact that he's terrified, he says, all right, and he goes to get the horses moving. He has to roll an animal handling. He does. He gets, so the horses start moving forward towards the one bear that's in front. All right, so you're running towards the back as it's moving forward.
Oh, I didn't know that they were running like towards there.
Well, that's the only way they can go. It's a wagon.
Okay, so
It's
seeing
not
that they're
like
running towards the bear, I basically like use the carriage to like run towards the front of the thing, and like jump off the top of the carriage, jump off of the back of the horse, and like basically take my rapier out and do a nice strike
On the bear?
Yes, I have the Mangle's Vengeful Blade, which allows me to.
Would you want to? It'd be easier to do it to one in the back because so the wagon. So here's what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the wagon. Mm-hmm. It moves forward. Mm-hmm. There was a bear back here, so if you jump off the back as it's moving forward, you can try to land right on him.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
All right. Roll an athletics check.
Can I roll an acrobatics check?
Yeah, well, let's say really the same thing. It's a strength check.
Acrobatics is dex, though.
Oh, is it?
You do a backflip.
Yeah, this is more of
real talk.
this is a dexterity thing.
Yeah!
This is a dexterity thing because you got to keep your balance. There's really no strength; it's just timing.
22.
Well, that's a good roll. All right,
Those dice
so
are treating you so nice.
so yeah. So I'm actually gonna give you because you catch the bear off guard. I'm gonna give you an advantage on this attack. So go ahead.
Do I roll the d20 again?
No, so that's just to see if you didn't like line down your face or something. So now you're doing the attack. I'm giving you advantage. So roll 2 rolls and take the higher of the 2.
For attack?
Yeah.
And it's the Mangle Spindle Blade is a finesse weapon as a rapier?
Well, just roll twice and take the higher of the 2 rolls. So
That was a 14, and that was a 12. Plus
So
I said-
14.
Yeah, 14 plus my dex.
that's a hit because it's only an armor class of 11.
Yeah, so it's the actual 17. But roll, I roll to attack, and that's my score. So, it's a hit.
yeah. So what's rapier is what damage? I think it's. I want to say it's 2d4 or 1d8.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
It says. It doesn't say what specifically, based on the notes we previously shared between each other, but in equipment, it says. Sorry, guys. I thought I'd be a little bit more prepared.
Creepy bears.
Where are you? And 146.
Rapier.
Oh, you got that already? Okay, I accept.
Here we go. Rapier does 1d8
1d8. Okay.
plus your dexterity, since you're using it as a finesse weapon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 1d8. Plus dex.
Yeah.
So 10.
All right. So you've hurt him pretty badly.
Yeah. And I would like to use the blade special attack that allows me an extra attack with advantage.
If he hits you.
Oh. Okay.
Right. That's
okay.
why it's vengeful.
Okay.
So if he hits you, it automatically the rapier tries to get revenge.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that was you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I was trying to figure out if I could channel my divinity and use an attack. Is channel divinity like a bone? Like
It's an action, yeah.
Okay, then JK about that. All right. Well, I'm very upset, but I'm going to use Sacred Flame, which is a cantrip.
Okay.
Which is flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, so or take 1d8 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack the bear that you pecked up.
Okay. It misses its saving throw.
Nice.
So
1d8.
it's dead because it was already pretty wounded. So
All
scratch
hail.
one bear. All right, it's her turn now. She's angry.
Just first star on the right.
First star. I keep rolling 5s. I'm not going to infinite bear summoning.
No.
What's up?
We can't handle so many bears. We don't have a tank. Please don't do this to us.
She
How many spell slots does she have?
she's standing there, and all of a sudden she's not there anymore. And her sacks are gone too. All right, it's your turn.
My turn.
Both of you.
So the bears are still attacking?
There's 2 bears. Well, there's 3 bears left. Yeah.
Okay. But is she gone, or is she just like?
Well, she's not where she was. You could look around for her.
Will I be able to use perception to figure out?
Sure. Roll a d20.
So 13, and then I have a +5 for perception.
She's about 50 feet up the hill, next to some rocks.
How close are the bears to us?
Well, one's right on you, trying to attack you.
Oh, okay.
One. Ooh. when the horses moved, actually another one might have gotten trampled. Yeah, right? Because it got out of the way. So, yeah, so there's one attacking. It might attack you, it might attack the horse. There's basically three bears left. One of them is fighting with Porter, and then the other one's dead. So there's 2 left that are
So can I use
running around.
Can I attack the one that's attacking Porter?
Sure.
So 11.
11 will hit. It's only got an armor class of 11.
Okay.
So
And then I roll my attack. This one.
your damage.
This one.
Yes.
It adds 4.
So no, 2.
2.
So 2 plus 4 is 6.
Okay. So that one's really slowed down a lot too. It's on death's door. So we've got one that's barely alive, and then 2 that are alive and kicking.
And how close am I to the one that's barely alive?
Well, this is within a close area, so you can attack any of them.
Okay, I'll just slash it.
Okay, go ahead.
18.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Roll your damage. Probably going to kill it because it only has 3 hit points left.
Okay.
Unless you want to keep it alive and say, who are you working for?
Says it's the bear.
Gurgle's blood.
5 plus.
Okay, so
My attack bonus, I add to that, right?
you add your strength because it's a melee weapon.
Well, actually, because I'm a hexblade, I use my charisma.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it's 9.
it's definitely dead. It doesn't stand a chance.
Right.
All right. So there's one bear left, and you guys went. So it's top of the round.
Okay. Did the bears attack?
Oh no, that's right. The one bear left didn't attack. Let's see. 5, 6, 4. It is going after you. It rolled a 19, so it definitely hit you with its bite. 1d6 plus 2 damage. So you take 4 points of bite damage.
Very specific damage.
And it tries to claw you as well. And it also hits you with its claws. Thank you. And the claws are a lot more deadly.
I'll use shield on that.
Well, you have a shield. It's part of your
spell.
Oh, you can't. You'd have to cast it ahead of time.
It's a reaction.
Oh, it's a reaction spell.
Yeah.
Okay, how does it work?
Okay, it says until the start of your next turn. Okay. Yeah, it's you can I can use it when I'm about to get hit. Until the start of my next turn, I have a +5 bonus to armor class, including against the triggering attack.
But you have to cast it with the anticipation of being hit that round.
No, it's when.
Because how is
when
that
I'm
not?
hit- when I'm hit
How is
by
that
an
not
attack.
taking an extra action?
It's because it's a reaction to the attack.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
one reaction which you take when you are hit by an attack or targeted.
Okay. It still uses up a spell slot, though, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much damage does it absorb?
It's just +5 to my armor class. So.
+5 to your armor class.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first roll was a 19. The second roll was an 18. So what's your armor class?
With this, it would be 18.
Okay. So they still both hit.
Oh.
Sorry. All right. Plus they also get +3 to hit, so they technically rolled a 21 and a 22. You still want to use it because you didn't. Let's say you didn't use it because keep the spell slot. So you took
So stressful.
9 more points of damage. So 9 plus whatever you took from the bite.
Okay.
You still alive there?
I'm still alive.
Okay.
He's
How's your
still
health
alive.
looking?
I'm at 12, I think.
I smashed my hands up.
All right. It is top of the round.
That
so
is
it's
me.
Your turn and Shalia's turn.
Okay, so Shalia, do you want to handle the healing? I asked over my shoulder, brandishing my rapier.
He was on it.
All right.
He says,
I go-
already walking over, like legit, like he was like, oh, haha,
Yes.
my time to shine.
At which point I turn to the ranger, who is, I'm assuming, beside me.
Yes.
And I go, you know the wilds, and I know Coralaire. Let's show them our majesty. And I go, let's basically charge at it to do a attack. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
I love it.
Thank you.
Roll your attack on this remaining bear.
Sword back here over my head. Let's see. Where's my d12?
The rapier.
It's kind of funny, a rapier versus a bear.
Hey, it worked the first time.
That's right. You're literally poking the bear.
Yeah, 7.
Unfortunately, a 7. Alright, Percy, what are you doing?
I am using Cure Wounds.
Okay.
You're mine! I sail over you.
So, go ahead and roll whatever.
I'm gonna just be like, what's up, bro?
buddy.
And then 1d8 plus
Okay.
my spellcasting ability modifier, which I believe is a 6, but I don't want to lie to you. I think that's the thing that that wigs me out. I'm almost positive that it is.
The rules of magic.
But you definitely get at least 6 hit points back. Let me check if I have it on my thing real fast.
Spellcast modifier.
Shelly waits. He's like, oh, how good am I doing? How good am I doing? He like checks his book. He's like,
Spellcasting ability modifier. Isn't that your whatever you like, either wisdom or intelligence?
Yeah, it looks spell attack bonus is 6, but that's not my modifier, is it?
6.
Yeah.
No, that's attack bonus. Attack bonus is different. Attack bonus is your proficiency plus your ability modifier.
Okay.
Do you cast from intelligence or wisdom or charisma?
I cast from wisdom.
So it's your wisdom modifier.
It's a 4, so you get 10.
10 points. Okay. So you're feeling much better. Alright, so Miss Witch,
I casually just
or
like,
as you call her,
that's my
she's
god.
actually
That's my
not
god.
a witch, but I am not a witch. Rolled another 5, she summons one. Infinite bears.
I love that spell.
She yells, leave now, and I won't harm you anymore. And a bolt of lightning hits you, but doesn't do any damage.
As a free action, I'm like, yes. Yes. I mean, like, literally, like, picking him off the ground, like, yes.
Don't spoil it. Okay.
Alright, it's the bottom of the round, so you two.
So Mara would put her bow back on her back and
Okay.
start running towards her horse, which I assume is still there,
Okay, yeah.
and
I follow
say,
along.
let's run.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, we'll leave you alone.
Alright.
Me, having been freshly shocked, kind of like all over my hair, go,
Hey, look, I can put a balloon on a wall.
and I go, take my rapier, do a nice little walk, and go, take it.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So you guys leave, and
Do I get something from the witch, from the hag?
yeah, you will.
Yeah, bears. You got bears.
And XP.
I don't know, that just looks like bears to me. Swear to God.
When you're level 9 and I'm level 11, you'll understand.
And when you've been voodoo dolled by a witch.
I prefer the term touched by destiny.
Whatever. I'm
To each
I'm
their
not-
own.
I don't believe in destiny. I have a god.
Okay. So, as you leave, you hear her yell, "A deal is a deal. You gave me hair, so here's something from my sack." And a little bottle appears in front of you. And inside the bottle is, just give me 1 second. I think this up.
Kind of uncork.
No, don't do it yet. You might. Let me tell you what's in there first.
They just threw the mark back in. Record!
It's a hand grenade.
Please! Gonna roll new characters now. God damn it.
I just like this guy too.
I need this one.
Like, no, don't do it yet.
I did.
It's another bear.
DM like, no.
I didn't think I was gonna need. I'm like, I won't need that today. And of course.
Isn't that funny how players do that? I won't need that, needs it.
Use spell slots later.
There's goes toolkit.
It's gotta feel earned, you know?
Official.
Where are you, Brian?
He's not. He's just crying on the inside. He'd probably just be like really like pissy. I mean, like he jumped into the like blood on his hands from Mr. Bitey Scratch over here.
Because we said no initially. We did it to save him. When she said we could leave, we left. And therefore, I was just like, I thank you for allowing us the option to leave. Here's a party.
Pick a number
He's not mad at you,
Pick a
he's
number
just
between 1 and 100.
genuinely.
87.
87.
No hesitation.
87. Okay. Inside the bottle is corked,
Mm-hmm.
and inside the bottle you see an eyeball, and the top of the eyeball has been like scratched with like blade marks.
I look at it and go, oh, Jesus Christ.
I was expecting you to be like, down the hatch.
Did you open it?
No. I do nothing of the sort. I kind of just like hang on to it, remind myself that the world is big and full of terrors, and I can discover this another time.
Okay. So you might want to just write bottle with scratched eyeball. I'll know what it means.
Delicious.
All right. So, in the excitement of all this, it kind of forced your guy here, Durkin, to make a decision on which road to take. And fortunately, you realize after a while of running away that you're coming down off the hill and you actually see the main road. And he's like, oh, there it is. So you're back on the main road. And the next day you pull into Phantom. And as I said, Phantom is a kind of a border ruffian town, frontier, lots of things going on. You see people or things here that you would normally see, like, I mean, not a lot, but you might see, like, orcs or goblins who are relatively civilized trying to live here, which is weird, because usually they're trying to kill humans. Yeah, so now you've reached Phantom.
There's not like a gate or something. We just pull into town and kind of tie our horses up in our carriage.
No, Phantom definitely has a gate because it's relatively close to the edge, and the edge is also relatively less steep here. It's easy for monsters to come up. So Phantom is protected by a wall. So there's a gate, but they see that you're human, so it's pretty much like they just kind of wave you through. Not their concern.
Flip my hood up.
So
Ready to go out.
This is like a typical town, like
The
basic
city,
shops?
actually, it's pretty big.
Okay, basic shops though. I'm
Oh yeah,
assuming?
lots of shops.
Okay. I would suggest.
You want to buy something pretty for yourself?
No, I was actually going to suggest maybe finding a bakery to see if Artie stopped by.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I still have the receipt for my blueberry scones.
There you go.
If only
I hate sweets.
if
To the chain store. Like,
I have the receipt for my blueberry scones so I can like shove it in Artie's face and be like, pay me!
roll a. I think it was you. somebody has knowledge they're not using. I think it was.
Definitely not me. I'm very insightful.
All right, I'm going to be a nice GM and have you all review what kind of pastry you were supposed to bring Artemis.
Okay. I was supposed to bring blueberry scones with a side of
Clotted cream.
clouded cream. Jesus Christ. Clotted cream.
All right.
Apparently, Mr. Artemis is a sweet tooth, and a hearty lifestyle of vegetables and bread is not enough.
Okay.
I say.
I had to bring in a phantom pear pie with like little crumbly bits on
A phantom pear pie.
it. Yeah.
I had to bring in an almond berry tart.
Oh, wait, I think you have your answer.
Yeah.
Phantom bear pie. Phantom pear pie.
Phantom pear pie with crumbly bits.
With crumbly bits.
I love it. See, I look at your face and I go, right? It just sounds gross. Excuse me.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't pick it. He did. He asked for it.
So you're going to look for a bakery that makes pear pies?
Yeah.
Okay. It turns out pear pie is like the national. It's like the national dessert of Phantom.
Hate this place.
And there is a raging debate within the city as to which is better: a pear pie with a crumbly top, or a pear pie with a just regular flake top.
I throw myself over the edge.
It is. It is. Go ahead. Since it was your idea, roll a investigation check.
So that was a 6 plus 3 for my investigation, so 9.
Okay. You learn this, and you learn that there's like 4 bakeries that are considered the best at crumbly top pear pies.
I suggest that we each take one and meet back here.
Okay. Just so you know, I didn't buy it here, but this is where it's from.
Okay. So you're gonna split up and go each check out one of the pie shops.
Okay.
All right. Are you gonna basically ask if anybody Artemis has been there? Is that the? All right.
Yeah. Let's see anyone matching the description.
All right. Well, Mara, you actually find out that Artemis had placed an order. Let's see. 3 days. I'd say it's been about 6 days ago. He placed an order for a crumbly topped pear pie from Snogdoor's pie shop. Snogdoor is actually a half orc known for his pie making prowess, but he never picked it up. And so they sent it over to the Fancy Fox Inn, because that's where he said he was staying.
Do you tell us about the Fancy Fox Inn?
I would go back to the meeting spot and wait for you guys.
I return after telling you guys briefly of my excursion for a man who likes sweets and proceedingly being laughed out of the establishment.
I come back. I didn't come up with any leads.
I am incredibly non-charismatic, so I think I walk in and just like ruin the mood of whatever bakery I'm in, and then fucking leave. It's really awkward. So I'm like, I mean, just like, I pretend I tell you guys that I tried, but I didn't. Or I tried, I just didn't do a good job.
So where is this pie?
So supposedly he placed an order, never picked it up, so it was shipped to the inn he was staying at.
And the name of the inn?
Fancy Fox.
Where's the inn?
I didn't find that out.
That's
but
you could find it.
No, I'm sorry. I say this more like an acerbic, like acrimonious. What's the fucking name of this place?
she just kind of dismisses his question, and they start walking off towards the inn.
Okay. So you get to the Fancy Fox, and it's like super high end inn. and it's
fit in
it's
there,
actually.
it's gated off.
I immediately changed my disposition towards this place. Like, ooh,
And
fancy.
there's it's got its own little gatehouse, and you come up to it with the horses, and this guy's there. He's got somewhat cultured accent. Yes, can we help you?
Yes, we have a. Did you want it to go?
I would say you should talk because I kind of stand out here.
Okay. I come up and I go. Yes, I do believe you're here to pick up a pie.
I'm sorry, you're here to pick up a pie.
Yes, I whip out my. No, I don't. Actually,
Please.
My pear.
I go. My colleagues and I are here to pick up a pie from our good friend Artems. Surely you must know him, a connoisseur, they say, of sweets. We were told to go to the Fancy Fox, was it? For a pear pie with crumbly bits?
Hold on, please.
Indeed.
He goes inside the little guardhouse. He comes out. He goes, "Oh, you mean Mr. Needor?"
Yes.
Hold on, please. He comes out. He goes, "It'll be just a minute."
Well, hurry it up. I hate waiting.
Okay.
I say it in my best high class voice.
A second later, a guy comes out through the gate. He looks like this, like Large Marge. No.
Bear. It's another bear.
It's a little bear. She's
Hind legs.
she's placed the
Best bow tie.
all over.
Human legs. Human legs. Bear upper body.
Oh no.
Let me make this a little bit bigger.
No pants.
You hear the scruff app go off.
Incredibly uncomfortable. No one likes it when he's here.
You see this guy come out. And he's dressed very well, and he's got two kind of they look like private guards with him. And he looks at you with a sort of scowl on his face. And he goes, "And who the hell are you?"
Friends of Artems.
I certainly don't know you, and any friends of Artem's are friends of mine, and I don't know you.
At which point I go, that's fine. Just let him know we're here.
Well, I would if I knew where he was. Perhaps you know something. It's a little odd that you come here looking for him. And I've never seen or heard of you before.
I reached. Do we have that list that was given to us by Kadula?
She didn't. No, she couldn't give you the list.
Yeah.
You could have made a copy of the names, but she would not give you the original.
Okay. Well, what I do is essentially go. We have been summoned by him to meet up with him back in Barrett's car, but it seems our errand has brought us here, and so we humbly request that you grant us an audience with whomever you may know who knows where he is. I say this with. Should I roll a charisma check for persuasion?
Sure.
Okay, because I know the high class
Yeah.
talks.
Two.
No. It looks like it's a 10 plus my charisma.
Okay.
There's a 13.
Okay.
Is there proficiency in persuasion? Yes, there is. So
Yes.
it's a 15.
Okay. He goes, Well, you seem to carry yourself all right, so... All right. You there. Take care of their horses. Let's go to the common room and talk.
At which point, I beckon my friends, my compatriots, companions, compadres, and I go, look, don't speak.
I think Shalia rolls his eyes and does his best to look presentable. I don't think he was in particularly fine attire anyways, but he actually does his best. He's like, okay, I know enough about these type of people to at least carry myself like a servant. So he rolls his eyes and he just kind of follows you.
Every time I open this one particular window, it's somewhere else and it's a different size.
Kind of just pat myself down and shake off any dirt on my ribs. Okay.
Mara's not too comfortable with this kind of situation.
So
She's
he
in the back.
leads you into this like into the inn, into like the common room, but then into like a private room off the common room. He goes, "Please have a seat." And he goes, he extends his hand out to each of you. He goes, "Lord Mackinson Jamez."
Yes.
And you are?
I go, "My name is Porter Summer, a dear friend of Artem's."
And he goes, "Lord," and he goes to each of you. Lord Mackinson Jamez.
Mara Rain.
Nice to meet you.
Leah.
Good to meet you.
Ziggy Stardust.
He goes, "I'm sorry I was a bit brusque." And he's like pouring himself a drink. It's just with Artemis missing, I'm kind of on edge. I'm afraid I might be next.
Next, I say. Next of what?
Well, Artemis asked me to meet him here, and I met him here, and then he said he had to go off and meet someone, and he didn't come back. I'm afraid they might go for me next.
Do you know where he went?
Can I have the map? He said he was meeting somebody near an old abandoned mill about halfway between here and the Lake of Whispers.
That's not far.
No, it's it's probably about 25, so it's about 10 miles outside of the city.
And when did he leave?
It's like 5 days ago.
That is far too long.
I dispatched a black rider to Bear's car to let his daughter know that he was missing. She did not tell me she was sending support.
Sarah, did he tell you how many?
I'm sorry?
Sarah, sir, he says, raising his eyebrow. Would you happen to know how many people he said he was going to meet?
He didn't say.
You said there were people that would make you next. What kind of people?
I'm afraid I can't share that information with you. I don't know you well enough. There are forces afoot far more sinister than you could possibly imagine.
I would like to roll an intimidation.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead and role play how you attempt.
At which point I go, "My dear friend, since you don't know me, let me go ahead and introduce myself. I was the person whom Artens trusted to come find him when he went missing. Whatever problems you may find, I am far more dangerous." At which point I do a toothy smile and brandish my rapier just to put it between my teeth.
Shadia rolling his eyes into oblivion.
Don't ruin the illusion!
Nope, he covered his head. He's being real chill about it, but he's like,
Before you realize what's happening, he's taken his cane and twirled it and hit you and flipped your rapier out of his hand.
Oh, it's out of his hand?
No, out of your hand.
Oh, at which point I go,
And
but then again, I am also just very
he goes, Artemis might as well have sent a basket of tarts by the looks of you.
Scones.
apple.
Basket of scones.
But since you're here, I might as well make use of you.
I'm useful.
Please tell us what you would require.
I suggest you go scout the area where he went to meet, where he was going to meet his contact and report back.
That sounds something that we can easily do.
What time is it in the day?
Let's say it's around noon.
Okay. I would like to confirm.
Noon dark 30.
Noon dark 30.
I don't know what that means. Just sounded cool.
It's Coralian time.
Okay, we're going to talk about that later. I say to Lord Jamez that we will. That I would like to talk with my compatriots in privacy.
Very well. Well, I suggest you find lodging. I don't think it's a good idea that you stay here.
I understand.
Very much so, yes.
Shali is a little bristled by that, but he doesn't say anything.
How does Mara feel?
Mara's irrelevant. She doesn't really care about it.
She's irrelevant.
She's like, let's go. Come on.
All right. At which point I go, yes, but there must be a way to contact you.
Yes, you can leave a message here for Mr. Peabody.
I turn around.
This boy Sherman. That's the first name that came to me. They can't all be winners.
I turn around. I don't bother to comment. But as the others see me pass by, they see me like stifling like the biggest laughs. Like, okay. And I lead my friends out. It's like halfway between here and the Lake of Whispers. Should only take us about 2 hours by foot if we were to sprint the whole way.
No.
On a horse, I imagine it'll only take 45 minutes.
We do have a ranger here. They're very good at these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys comfortable riding a horse?
Well, I meant going on foot.
Can two people ride a horse?
Yes, you can do that.
Then let's do that.
I mean, you could. The people who don't know how to ride a horse could ride slowly. It'd be faster than a walk. You just couldn't like gallop or anything. You can't take the cart though because there's no road per se.
I feel like I am very uncomfortable riding a horse.
If there's no road, it might be better on foot.
No, we can use horses. Can I just ride with someone? He says very pointedly, like, I didn't want to ask if I could just, like, hold your body close to mine on a horse, but I guess I had to, so...
That's another option.
Yeah.
Me being very comfortable with my body, I'd be like, just ride with me.
Okay. He takes the offer, but it's just
Yeah, but you don't know how to ride a horse either.
Yeah, I'm not proficient.
Well, then
Okay, well then Shali is definitely like, no!
Why not?
you don't know how to gallop, right? You could certainly trot a horse, but if that's the case, so could you. So you could go.
Where's the thing saying I don't know how to gallop?
You said you didn't know how to ride a horse.
It's a flaw.
No, he doesn't know how to ride a horse.
Okay.
I need rest because
Okay.
riding is a skill.
Okay. All right. I mean, if you want to double up with Shali,
I will ride with anyone. I just can't ride a horse
Okay.
myself. They're very scary.
all right.
So one.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys 3 horses, and
Where's the third? Is Durkin's riding with us?
Get out of here,
no
Durkins.
horse. Oh, you're doubling up too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just imagine this being like, Durkins, this is for
Why are
adults,
you
go
here?"
home. So sad, poor Durkins.
I would like hand Durkin's like a gold coin and be like,
You head in the general direction. It's really tough because you don't. I mean, it could be anywhere. But after about 4 hours, because you're searching around, like you head what you think is far enough, kind of, and then you start searching around. You come to a place that looks like this. And now let's Lord Gemus. Here it is. It looks like this.
oh.
Except this picture doesn't quite show something which is kind of important. There are dozens of bodies all over the place. Hobgoblin bodies.
Fresh.
No, probably about 5 or 6. Well, roll as a ranger, your investigation.
2 plus, so 5.
You're not sure. The water has corrupted. Other people
water,
roll an
yeah.
investigation.
I got a 19.
Oh.
Plus 1. I
Okay.
think. So plus 2 actually.
Okay.
Yes. No. Oh God.
+4.
All right, so you notice a few things that are odd. First of all, you think a lot of the blood's been washed away by the water. You notice because the rest of you want to roll too? Investigation.
For investigation.
I mean, I'll tell everyone what I see.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they might notice things that you don't notice.
I think I got like a 24.
Okay.
Because I had a 4.
That's pretty high.
I got 11.
Okay.
Investigation, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12.
Okay. So most of this is going to come from you. If you're very, very high roll. There's a few very odd things about this. First of all, you think that maybe the fight took place 5 or 6 days ago. It's hard though because a lot of the body has been carried off by the water. You can also tell that a lot of the hobgoblin bodies were dragged into the water after they were killed. There are also bodies of about 6 ogres whose bodies were also pushed towards the stream.
Did I see a very small ogre?
No.
Okay.
Here's the really weird thing. There are obvious wounds from arrows, and the hobgoblins are holding weapons. The ogres are holding weapons. But because you rolled so high, the wounds on and the position of the body suggests that maybe the hobgoblins were fighting the ogres, but none of the wounds on the bodies match the weapons that are here. Particularly, there's a lot of puncture arrow wounds on the hobgoblins. There's no arrows anywhere. And also a lot of the cut marks on the hobgoblins were cut by extremely fine blades, not the weapons you see here. Also, the ogre bodies are older, like maybe 2 weeks old.
Oof. Yeah.
Like they were brought here and dumped.
Okay.
Your general feeling is that somebody wanted you to think that the hobgoblins
Killed the ogres.
yeah. You do find one human body, and it's somebody in their late 40s, maybe early 50s, who looks a lot like Artem's. But something tells you it's not Artem's. Just does not look right to you based on the sketch you saw.
Okay. Well, I relay this information, and I mean, we see like there's a house out there, right? That,
Well, there's this abandoned mill.
yeah. I say that we should proceed with like extreme caution because I have no idea how or why these bodies are here or what this could possibly mean. I mean, I showed them the picture of the Artem. Like, I don't think this is him. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Now, there are definitely tracks leading away from here of hobgoblin tracks that led to and away from the scene, both in the same direction, coming to and then going away from. Roll a d20.
10 plus 3, so 13.
You get the sense there's another set of tracks from something. They're so faint, and they just kind of seem to fade away, going in a different direction. And that maybe they were further around this scene, but now they're gone, and you can't track them. And they might have even had a cart, but they hit it.
I would mention this to the group, and I would say if you guys want to explore the house first, that's fine, but we should touch base on these tracks.
I agree. Can I see what Artem fake man has on him, if he has anything at all?
there's really nothing. It's roll an investigation check.
That, I believe, is an 8.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing really.
He did.
He's dead. He seems a little too skinny to be Artemis, honestly. He just does not look right. He looks close,
Yeah.
so somebody might think it was him, but
Like, there's no letters or anything like that. He's just
No.
there. Okay.
no. I mean, he's dressed in clothes that somebody from Barrett's car might wear, but there's no letters or anything.
I say let's go into the house.
Yeah.
Does someone want to wait out and watch, or we could split up? so
That's a
we
great
could-
question.
It's tiny. I mean, you can even see in it because it has cracks and
Yeah.
it looks. I mean, it looks pretty deserted.
I actually volunteer to
Just to
stay
watch.
behind.
Okay.
I kind of survey the area, and it's part of my almost like a bardic nature to kind of go and like think to myself, this is a scene fit for drama, but in a more serious note, to go like, this is a scene fit for a great puzzle, which kind of stems from that same eerie awe
Yeah.
of the stories that the world has to share. But I'm totally fine staying behind on ground level while you guys explore. Give a holler if you need me.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, for ambush.
I mean,
Sure,
it's only like the cabin is maybe 20 by 20. It's tiny.
Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's worth looking into.
So you go in the cabin, and you actually notice before you go in, there's like a trail of blood leading from like up into the door into the cabin of dried blood.
Right. I say we just open the door. Does it open?
There's no door.
Oh, snap! We just walk in.
It's old. It's decrepit.
Does the blood just end?
No, it goes into.
Okay. Yes. Then we go in.
Okay.
I go in.
You
Can I roll a perception check before I go in? Because I'm a nervous Nancy.
sure.
Down.
I've got 14.
There's the smell of decaying flesh.
Nice. I walk in.
All right, so you see over in the trail of blood kind of goes over, and then there's like a little alcove that sinks down a little bit, and you see what looks like a hobgoblin body holding something in his left hand, and then says like this. He's dead. He's holding something here, and it looks like he might have been writing something with his right hand.
Can I use investigation to see what he was writing?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
So a 15.
Okay. It's crude. Well, first, as you get closer, you can see what's in his left hand. It's an arrow, but it is an exquisitely made arrow. You've never seen anything like it. It's made of like super high quality wood. It's even better than the wood your bow's made out of. The metal on the tip is like a lightweight silvery metal you've never seen before. The feathers are like perfect, and just like the craftsmanship is beyond anything you've ever seen. And then you see he was using his own blood to write, and you move his hand and you see a symbol from folklore. It just says elves.
Just about to ask if I could roll a history check for that.
While that's happening and I'm on the ground, I would like to sort of tacitly follow the tracks that were leading slightly away.
The hobgoblin tracks,
The wagon tracks?
they disappear. You can't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Um,
Even with her ranger skill, she can't.
Is there anything of note in this house aside from?
No, and that's where we're actually going to end today. So.
Okay.
So, and it's just astonishing to you because again, elves are like the thing of folklore.
Yeah.
So, all right. And I'll post a little bit of a recap for you guys on the Facebook.
That was
I want
great.
to do a character voice.
Yeah, when
That's
you get
what I
when you
was
get
thinking.
when you
I
get
was like, I want a character voice.
Yeah, when you
it's
get-
still a new rule.
when you
Character
get
voices.
well, no, when you get more comfortable, I want you to do a character voice. Yeah.
I think
So, but for this first session, I didn't want to
question
worry about it.
though. Okay,
Yeah.
so I imagine, because I was reading the Coralaire thing, I imagine that this is around the area, that huge area of where Shalia is from,
Yes.
and kind of like between. What would his accent be?
It would be kind of plain, leaning towards maybe a little bit of Middle Eastern Greek.
Nice.
Because as you go north, as it goes north, you get Middle Eastern Greek.
Nice.
I have to. That's like that's.
I noticed. I was like, oh my gosh! I was like,
So
real
who's
far off
who is
compared
from
to Star.
Giovanna? Was that you?
That's me.
So yours would be more like almost like a Dutchy sing song, like oh hey there, oh hey, like a Minnesota kind of a Midwest, like oh hey
Or
you
an
doing?
aggressive Canadian.
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Hey, I resemble that.
You resemble that.
Where is your character from originally? She traveled around a lot, so she would probably have people from Pantar speak with like a colonial English accent, or like that guy from
Wow.
Mr. Kobayashi
So many
from
accents.
I'm so ready.
from The Usual Suspects, Mr. Sosei. That kind of accent.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. I know we had some people hopping in there and taking a peek, and we did get a new follower tonight, the T-Gal. So thank you so much for following and checking us out. We're just getting, how are we going to say, we're just getting our rubber to the road with this adventure. What are some of those other phrases? You're all on camera, so.
I feel like that was like real solid for like
You know,
a first
like,
game.
we're-
Like, damn.
I heard
That's
from
what
one person saying they wanted to hear your string of bear insults.
Well, I mean, bears.
Well, and I think if I'm going to try it, I'm going to put this on air and record it, that we're, I want to encourage you guys, because we do have our website up, so if we want some of that kind of fun stuff, if you guys, I can open it up to where you can write blogs on this story and submit your pictures that you have and some
Yes,
maps.
I was saying, I have
It's
pictures.
totally up to you.
I can put
I'm
some of the background
I'm
stuff too.
coercing you live on Twitch.
I'll do it.
But no, I really want to see some more of that, because I was like, oh, it kind of looks like this, and I'm like, I'm curious. I'm like looking, I was like, can I see? So I'm sure there's maybe at least a few people out
Is
there
there
who
a
want
way
to
to
take a
do
peek.
it while we're playing?
There's a billion ways to do
all
it
right,
while
let's
we're
do it
playing.
then. That's fine.
We will just work together a little bit. Chris and I will work together more on me being the moron. We will work more on doing that. Soft pause between getting some of those picters up, and we just got another follower right now. Thank you so much. So quantum hadrons. I don't know what that means, but I'm very curious,
I think that's
sir,
some magic,
ma'am,
Quantum light.
whatever you identify
Hey
as.
guys, remember to take
go
a
for it.
picture of your character sheet on your phone. That way, if you ever forget it, you have it on.
So those kind of fun things I'd be curious about. So we can put these on the website. I have full reign over the website and everything. So we can make that happen if people are curious, because I know I'm curious about it. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys everywhere. Let me see. I have one more. I have an applause here. Where's my applause? Come
Some
on,
bear
Scooter.
growls.
Get on it.
Oh man, Porter lives for the applause.
Get on it. My touchpad went out, so I had to revert back to the little scroll one and click. So I apologize that it's not as quick as before, if you guys ever watched. But thank you so much, and thanks for everybody that participated. And make sure we have some really cool things coming up, so we'll make some more announcements and ask you to ask questions. If you have any questions directly to us at the channel, you can always ask us at hello@timetotabletop.com. If you have any, if you don't, that's fine too. We'll ask you questions. So thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and head out. We might throw you, if you're actually still actively viewing, we might raid another channel that's playing something on Tabletopia. But other than that, pull up a chair, guys, and make time to tabletop. It's kind of our little shtick here. Thank you for joining us for Chronicles of Crotty. Enjoy. All right, we will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.